Hey everybody, good evening and welcome. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron. April's shitting. Should be about 45 minutes. That was digital blackface I think I just did. Anyway, welcome. As you can see, still haven't changed the shirt. Hope I don't have any crumbs on it. Sloppy Joes, you know? Oh, the kids love them. Welcome to the program. We've got a lot to talk about today. I think my favorite comment I saw in the chat, by the way, the chat going crazy just a fucking half hour before the show starts. Thank you guys for your commitment. We do appreciate it. Just make sure you're all subscribed up. You know, since we announced to the world that we were an entertainment podcast, an entertainment show, and not a beef drama show, all the beef drama people got really mad, and they either left or said, I'm gonna destroy these guys, because they need that. So we plateaued. Like, that happens. You gain 9,000-10,000 subs in a year. I don't think anybody's had the run we have this year. I mean, other than, like, channels that went fucking crazy viral. But I don't think anybody's just had the steady growth we have in their first year here. So we're very excited about that. But, you know, at some point, it's got to plateau. You've reached one community's apex, and now you got to move on to the next thing. And for us, that's just steady growth. I'm excited about that. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. All that stuff, really, really good. You know what I found out today? Oh, man. I found out today that nobody gives a fuck about Froggy Fresh and Creator Clash. You know, you gotta pick this stuff for clips that you think will, like, you know, get out there to people who don't usually watch your regular show. And so you pick stuff where you're like, all right, this is kind of what people are talking about. And you figure you got your finger on the pulse. And not to steal from a Kevin Smith movie, but I had my finger far away from the pulse, jammed directly up my own asshole on the Froggy Fresh thing. Nobody gives a fuck about iDubbbz, about Froggy Fresh, about Creator Clash, about any of that shit. I think the boxing fan, the Froggy Fresh fan, and the, you know, I don't know even what other kind of fan got into me, but I thought this will be great. I should have went with Johnny K theorizing that Alex Stein is gay, digital blackface, or Kanye doesn't hate Jews anymore. Those were the other three I had to choose from. Boy, did your guy miss the boat. What do you do? There's always tomorrow, right? Subscribe, like. Tonight, if we do overtime, I've got some bad news. I think the Opie Redemption arc might be over. He went crazy again. Maybe it's because he talked to Zumach. I don't know. When you talk to Zumach, maybe that just rubs off on you. That's why I try to stay away from the guy. He's been melting down for a year now. You want to stay. You don't run into a nuclear reactor when it's melting down. You get the fuck out of Dodge. I think it might have rubbed off on Opie because he went a little out of line. He got pretty crazy on Anthony in his last clip. Anthony he tweeted a joke, or he thought that Opie was in the same bar or restaurant as he was, and he's like, holy shit, look who just came in here. And it was a guy who looked like Opie. Everybody kind of took it as a joke. Haha, funny. Yeah, right. Whatever. And Opie did, and I'm not kidding, and we're not going to do the whole thing, but Opie did a 20-minute video, and you can literally see spittle coming out of his mouth during this video while he's bitching about the Anthony stuff. Literally, it was a joke on Twitter. That's it. And I kind of sympathize with Anthony because on this show, we'll do jokes and stuff like that, and people will get super uptight, and you're just watching it going, dude, like, what are you doing? Maybe this just isn't for you. I don't know. But let's catch up with you guys. I did see Carlos Cameo with something in the chat I really liked, but the chat has been going so crazy that it's getting hard for me to keep up here. Carlos was talking about the Nashville thing, and he said something to the effect of, boy, that Nashville thing, that news just kind of got out of hand real quick. It did. Yeah, here it is. That Nashville story got fucking weird really quickly. It did. Like, I heard about the Nashville story at like 2 or 3 o'clock today. Because like I said, I do the show. I don't do anything like computer or, you know, I'll check YouTube, I'll check Twitter, but like I won't do anything. I won't sit down and do anything internet related until I'm ready to prep the next show. And so I'm in the car, I'm listening to the Cumia show on Compound, and I find out about the Nashville shooting. And it goes from, oh boy, another shooting, 3 kids dead, 3 adults dead last time I heard. And it goes from that to all of a sudden the person is a woman, but you go on their social media and they're using he, him pronouns, and then it evolves from there into there's a connection with the school, and this school is apparently really based, and this person wasn't happy. I mean, the thing went from 0 to 100 in no time. And I'm going to make you one guarantee. We're gonna talk about this on tonight's show. We'll talk about it on tomorrow morning's show with Johnny too. I promise you this will not be in the news. What do you call it? The news cycle. It won't be in there very long. I mean, the way this is all shaping up, they're not gonna parade this story out there as, usually mass shootings. It's nonstop for the whole week, and we got to have all kinds of legislation, and we got to show parents crying and candles being lit and all that stuff. But that's only when it's a white dude. Like when it's a Muslim guy, unless they're like Pulse nightclub and there's a shitload of dead gay people, they're not really going to cover that very much. If it's a trans person, forget it. It's fucking over. If it's a black guy, it'll get maybe a day. It's got to be a white guy. And it can't be a white woman. Even though mass shootings aren't really a white woman crime, it's got to be a white man for the news to really grab onto it, sink its teeth in, propose gun control laws and shit like that. So we'll talk about it a little bit here once we catch up with the chat and all that stuff and say our hellos and also give Johnny a bunch of credit. But for overtime tonight, Opie raging at Anthony over a joke. Is the redemption arc short-lived and over? I don't know. There is still hope, Aaron. We can fix him. Maybe Johnny 1.0. I'm not really sure. Maybe. We'll see. Cambodian River Pig says Zumac's only qualification is to deliver pizza in Bakhmut. Wow, what a poll. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that was a hell of a poll. Cambodian River Pig, I put up there with Muttering Jay, by the way. He's busted our balls sometimes, but he's remarkably fair. I like that guy. Subscribe to Cambodian River Pig. Anyone who pulls a Bakhmut fucking reference out of their asshole, I can't dislike that guy. If a guy who can pull a Bakhmut joke out of his ass shits on me, I probably deserved it. Upset Duck says Opie and Anthony should get it over with and bang. All right, everybody at the same time on 3. Who's the top and who's the bottom? Go! Don't think about it. Don't wait to see what other people say. Who's on top, who's on bottom? When I catch up with the chat, we'll take a look at the answers. But just write it. Don't worry about what anyone else said. Just take a look at it. Zen Rhino says Chris Cuomo was trying to say how Asians don't do mass shootings while telling us he had 2 Asians did mass shootings recently. Yeah, it wasn't one of the biggest ones ever, an Asian dude, the Virginia Tech one. Yeah, that doesn't wash. Rincewind, I don't actually speak German. I'm just a fan of the culture. Stop it. Barry Watson says, hit the likes. Get your wallets out, Steel Bros. I mean, look, what do you mistake me for? Someone who's proud? If they want to get their wallets out, I ain't bitching. 250 away from tonight's goal. Guys, let's see if we can make a believer out of Barry Watson, who's been flirting with the idea of being a Steel Toe fan. Johnny Chopstick says, April must have the squirts. Geez, that's a long time on the bowl. Oh, Mondays? Bro, you have no idea. No idea. Zen Rhino says, Forkman, I need to change VPN. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Stevie J says, they only admit troons are crazy. Is that what trans means now? Troons? When they become a mass shooter? Oh, that was just some crazy person, so that doesn't count. All right, let's see what they're saying. Opie bottom, it looks like. Citizen M says, Muttering Jay is not remarkably fair. He said he wanted to destroy Steel Toe. Fuck that cunt. Yeah, but then, he dug into us and he goes, and this is what I've been saying for a long time. He looked into us and he went, there's not really any there with this guy. He left radio because he made some, let's be honest about what they are. I said horrific things about that woman on that Iowa station. If I meant a word of them, I should still be in an insane asylum. Naturally, I thought they were all very funny things to say, so I said them. But, I mean, that's fair. You can absolutely dig that up from 3 years ago now? And you can shit on me for that? That's totally fair. What I don't think is fair is like, oh, I hate the Steel Toe show. So, therefore, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. It's like, no, well, if you don't like it, just, do what I do. Don't listen to the thing. I don't listen to this fucking show. Are you kidding? It's horse shit. Opie's the bottom. Now, Grinch Girl does say Opie's the top. Everyone else is saying that Anthony would be the top. Hulkamasha Baby says Opie hate fucks Anthony. John Hahn says April is the top. Aaron is the bottom. Now, that was not the question, sir. Anthony's the top. Opie's a power bottom for sure. A top, O bottom. Opie top because he's the bigger guy. Okay. April's giant dump with 199 starting us off tonight says, not so giant today, just a little runny. All right. Anthony top, Opie bottom, Anthony top, Opie bottom. Yeah, everybody's in lockstep on this one. Oh, no, here we go. Another Opie top. D. Gulag saying Anthony is the bottom. Willie says Kumi is a bottom while screaming Hitler references. See, I would have said Opie's the bottom. But you guys are a little split, but I think leaning towards Anthony being the top. I think you guys are leaning towards Anthony being more Ant top. Okay. Anthony would fuck Opie's girlfriend while making strong eye contact with him. All right, I think that definitely wasn't what we asked, but thank you. Cream of Green says, Aaron, do you watch Nightwave at all? Yes, I do, but I think Mersh is serving a little timeout. I think YouTube gave Mersh the timeout recently for something that he did a long time ago. I don't know. It seems stupid. Johnny 1.0 says, okay, agree to disagree. Oh, see, okay, there we go. Everybody's just agreeing to disagree on the who's the top and who. What an odd conversation to start this show with. I didn't see it starting that way. Who's the top and who's the bottom between Opie and Anthony? Okay. 250 away from knocking it out tonight. Let's see if we can get there. Also, I do want to give a big congratulations and a big shout out to Johnny, who did an incredible job this morning. I mean, first of all, if you watch today's show, it was a fucking awesome morning show. I mean, just really, really good. Not only that, Johnny, about 15, 20 minutes in, was having serious MS complications. He was having some muscle problems, some muscular problems, things like that from the MS. He walked away. He came back. We kept going. He had more MS problems. He stepped back for a few more minutes, came in, and just fucking crushed today. I mean, you have to be the biggest hater of this show in the world to not admit that today's show kicked ass. I mean, it was really good. The jealousy in you would have to be so strong. And Johnny comes back from 2 MS attacks. That's heart, man. That's amazing what Johnny did today. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. But holy shit, did Johnny come in and just kill it today. Great work. April's giant dump with $4.99 says, can confirm April is the top. I've conversed with Aaron's dumps. Very compactive. Nightwave is on Rumble. Yes, Nightwave is on Rumble. After tonight's show, go check out Mersh and Nightwave Radio. He does a very funny show. And you know what? Oddly insightful. Oddly insightful. Ryan C. Robertson says he did good this morning. Did well. Anton Slavic says, Johnny was fire, but I had no idea what he was struggling with. Yeah, MS. And just, again, an unbelievable job. Don Lemonzade says, Johnny has become a phenomenal second mic. It's a unique skill, and he's been growing exponentially. Fucking guy doesn't stop getting better. He does not stop getting better at that job. It's getting scary how good he is. I mean, just unbelievably talented. John Hahn says, Johnny did a great impression of April today with that mid-show poop. He almost looked as relieved as April would have. Carlos says, give him a third day on Wednesday. We have an interesting idea for Wednesdays. And we got Oz coming in the first Wednesday of April. We got Matt from Savage Thoughts, who used to be a second mic on this show in the radio days. We got him coming in the following Wednesday. And then I think we're going to have special guests. I'm going to do the first hour solo. We're going to have 2 hours of a guest. And then we're going to do an hour, and then I'll wrap up the last hour by myself. And then we'll get 2 hours of a really good guest every Wednesday. Now, that's going to kind of suck only because, I don't know, man. I'm old school. I think you got to be in studio. I think when it's remote like that, I think the timing's off. I don't think the show's as sharp. I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's as funny. It's making the best of a bad situation. But we'll do what we can. I'd like to get Nick Rekieta on the show for a Wednesday. A lot of good stuff prepared for Wednesdays. Ghislaine says, Johnny on Alex Stein was hilarious. I even think Alex would have laughed at all that smoke. Well, look, man, we're going to find out because we're going to put that up as a clip tomorrow. And fingers crossed, Alex finds it very funny, I hope. Legendary side effect, I can't. He doesn't have enough time. Plus, I can't wait for people to unload a colostomy bag every 15 minutes. Sorry, buddy. You understand my concern. Hopefully, Matt doesn't end up like Mark Allen. Oh, I don't know. I think Matt's always been a really funny guy. Get Alex Jones. Oh, thank you, Courtney. I should do that. I love that. I love when people are like, hey, get Alex Jones. You know what? That's a damn good idea. I didn't think of it, but you know what? I'm just going to give him a call. I'm going to shoot him a quick text. Alex will be here in no time. Putting up a poll with $4.99 says, boop, thank you very much, buddy. And we're off to the races tonight. 2:40 away from knocking out that half-hour overtime goal where we're going to talk about maybe Opie's fall from grace again. We'll see. We'll let you guys decide. But 2:40 away, there's the Streamlabs and PayPal, the best option for contributing to this show. Otherwise, Super Chats, memberships, Rumble Rants, all great too. ATF Media says, didn't Jeffrey Epstein drive in the jizz lane? Ladies and gentlemen, does it get better than that? Courtney says, Alex will take his helicopter. Perfect. I mean, if the government doesn't seize it before then. Mr. Tony Soprano says, with $5, I'm new to Steel Toe, am really enjoying it. You make me laugh, homie. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Wait until a real broadcaster like Johnny or April gets here, and I think we'll do even better. But I appreciate that $5, that show of faith in the program. We are a listener-supported show, so Mr. Tony Soprano coming in, new to the show. Hope you hit subscribe already. Thank you. Upset Duck says, Aaron, please beef more with Brennan so you can both shit on Zumach nonstop. I'm going to tell you this, Upset Duck, and I know this bums a lot of people out and has caused a lot of people to turn on this show. But we'll shit on somebody, and then when we're done, we're done. And we kind of got locked up in a world where people only have beef. That's all they have to keep their show going, and I didn't realize that. That's my fault. That's where I had to take a really hard L, was I was like, oh, I didn't really realize that this was just a gimmick that just continues to feed itself. Like it's a never-ending feeding cycle. Eat shit, eat the shit, shit, eat the shit, shit. I didn't get that. I thought we were all just goofing on people, like watching their shit and going, look at this dipshit. Look at this asshole. But then people started having meltdowns and started being like obsessed with our show. And I was like, oh shit, these guys like mean it. they're losing their minds over the little silly making fun ofs that we do. And I was like, I think I want to walk away from this. I know it's going to be damaging to the show. I know it's going to cost us views and subs and all that stuff. But I'm trying to build this show so that we can do it the next 10, 15 years. You know, I'm a young man still. I'm trying to do this so we can, have a show that talks about stuff and things like that. I didn't realize that the world we got wrapped up in was just nothing but drama and beef. I fucked that up. People always say, the haters of this show go, Aaron, you claim you never take an L. Horse shit, man. I've taken way too many, I would say. Just not to the people you think I have. I'm sorry. Dan Campbell with $49.99. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. That's extremely generous. 200 away from knocking it out today. Thank you guys very, very much. Carlos says, I'm glad Gandolfini came back from the dead to watch Steel Toe. I would like to think so. I would like to think that's what he did. Rouse Sauce says, Brewer 3rd week, DePaulo 4th week, Callen 5th week. Oh, just bring Crowder's whole lineup on. Why not? I think Crowder and I could do a show together. I know I've made fun of him a lot. I know I've said horrible things about Crowder, but I bet you he and I could do a decent show. I'd like to see that show at some point. Let's continue on here. See, Citizen M, you're the kind of guy that I'm talking about, that kind of went, I don't really like this show as much. They're not doing drama stuff. But I had a lot of my regulars. I have a lot of the people who have supported this show from day one going like, dude, we don't want that shit all the time. And it was starting to take too much of a turn there, and the show wasn't as funny. He says it didn't make us all turn on the show. It just made Steel Toe significantly less entertaining. See, I disagree, because I believe a show like today's show, remarkable. Not a stitch of drama, not a stitch of middle school shit. Funny as fuck. The show's funnier. I get that, to Citizen M, it's maybe more, entertaining to him when we do that shit, but it's not as funny. And we do a funny kind of show here. Upset Duck says, good point, just call Brennan a hack. I don't think he's a hack as a comedian. There's a difference between being a comedian and a broadcaster. That's for sure. Obviously, you can't argue with what he's accomplished comedically in his career. Aw says, unfortunately, Chad antics got me here. Well, that's fine. I think that's what that stuff is for. It's a little taste. It's 10, 20 minutes at a time, goofing on somebody, and then people go, oh, I'll check out. All of the 20-minute, shitting on a guy and making fun of a guy clips, I've said this from day one. The whole point of that stuff was to bring new eyeballs to the live show to see what we're about every day. And hopefully you like the kind of talk show that we do. Black Ornament says you loved the O&A pests. You know what? That's a bad assumption to make, because I didn't. That was actually one of my not least favorite parts of the show, but I liked it when they had topics. I'm a radio guy. You got to remember that. I respected that radio show for the program that it was. They had topics. I wanted to hear their takes on stuff and how they'd weave that into a funny riff on the news and pop culture and shit like that. All the other stuff was nice, but like I said, if there was too much of that, it got old. Like Jocktober, for example. Jocktober was a great concept, but by the end of the second week, you're like, all right, fucking enough. I'm done with this now. All right, continuing on. Cream of Green says, who is Dan Campbell? Never seen him before. Oh, Dan Campbell coaches the Detroit Lions. He's a big fan of the show. He's been here many times. Cream of Green says, Ricada or Mersh would be good co-hosts. Look, man. I'd love to do a show with Mersh, like a morning show with Mersh. I don't know if those are the kind of hours he keeps. I don't think he keeps those kind of hours. Derek Chauvinist says, bruh, all of this steel toe hate is ad hominem. It's lazy criticism. Kevin B secretly loves Aaron, but doesn't want Chad to Cape Fear his family. Oh, no, I hope that's not the case. Willie Dicker, love that name, says, I learned about you from the Bubba interview and never left. Thank you. Piggleteen says, please, the live streaming Mount Rushmore. I don't think live streaming has been around long enough yet to build a Mount Rushmore out of it. We're still kind of figuring that out, I think. Citizen M, great point. He says, Aaron has a family who loves him and a life. I have Red Bar. I think that's where a lot of the disconnect comes in, Citizen M. I think you're absolutely right. You're smarter than a lot of people give you credit for. Kmart Ready says, Jocktober was lame on O&A. I like when they talked about current affairs. I got to tell you, this Kmart Ready guy, he's shitting on me half the time. He's agreeing with me half the time. I like him because I can't figure him the fuck out. Zen Rhino says, Steel Toe presents Mersh in the morning, drunk, tired, and still awake. In the AM, Mersh is the best. We'll see. We'll see. I would let him know. I'd love to do a show with him. Not Louie or Clarence, the Bad Luck Boys. Fuck those two. We're beefing. I don't know if you know this. I'm beefing with the Bad Luck Boys. And that ain't no bullshit beef either. I'm sorry. I said no more drama. I said no more beef. One exception. Fucking Bad Luck Boys. I hate those cats. Hate them. And Mersh, I consider, what do you call it? What do you call that when you bomb a hospital and a bunch of civilians die, but you thought it was a military depot? Collateral damage. Mersh is collateral damage. Sad Boy says, Nick and Aaron would be effing great. 2 favorites on YouTube in one show. Well, I would love to have them. Yeah, Mersh did call in when he was absolutely shit-faced once. And he did tell April and I that we looked like a couple people who swing at a golf course. So, there you are. All right, guys, let's continue on. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Only 200 away from tonight's goal. We do appreciate all of your guys' support. PayPal and Streamlabs links in the chat. Hit the like button. Somebody said we were pushing 100 likes already. Thank you guys very much. That's super cool that you're that supportive. Upset Duck says, okay, there's a guy on YouTube who mows lawns for free and has 790,000 subs. You're less entertaining than a lawnmower? I mean, by the rules of how YouTube works, yes. I mean, Upset Duck, I have no problem with that. We have a small show. We've got a basis. We got an audience that supports it, so we keep doing it. I have to tell you, yes. But I'm consistent. By the laws of YouTube, Ethan Klein is more entertaining than this show. There's only two things that are real, the money and the miles. That's it. Captain Lou Albano said that about pro wrestling. The lawnmower guy's more entertaining. A lot of people more entertaining by the business numbers. Otherwise, the rest of it's all opinion. Kmart Ready says, I'm mentally ill, not joking. You know what? You're now one of my favorite listeners because you just openly admit it. Do you know how many people come to this show, Kmart Ready, and they can't say that? I know it. I'm 100%, in the know that they're mentally ill, even if they don't. But to the rest of them, a lot of them don't know and they won't admit it. You come right out and say it. I like that. All right, guys, we got to get to some stuff. I feel every time I lean on the chat like this, I feel like I'm being a lazy broadcaster. All right? Rebel Fluff says, get 2 videos of April mowing the lawn. Boom, 800,000 subs. Do you know what a failure I would feel like? Sitting here, what is it now, 16? It'll be 17 years of broadcasting in December. Small market to number one morning radio guy in a mid-market to, success on the internet. Limited success, but success on the internet kept it going, growing the audience. And then my wife just gets on a lawnmower in like a fucking bikini or something, and all of a sudden 800,000 subs. I jump out the fucking window. Worst part is, not that high of a house. I just get some bruises. Doubly humiliating. Amanda Hugginkiss says, stepping up to the plate, I'm mentally ill and gay. Hey, look, Kmart Ready. Now look what you did. You did like, what do you call that? Spartacus. You're doing like a Spartacus moment, buddy. Space Cadet says, I'm mentally chill. Grinch Girl says, I thought everyone knew I was mentally ill, so I didn't have to say it. Pragmatic Baxter says, putting salmon and fire hydrants into a metal shredder gets more likes. I mean, remind me and make me feel even shittier about the whole thing. Stepping up to the I did that one. April says, I can make this happen. No, we're not doing the lawnmower thing. It'll just prove to me what a moderate failure I've been in my career. Please. I would totally subscribe to a channel that is April mowing the yard. I'm doing womanly duties. Yes. Oh, man. Pip says, O&A and this show are at its best just doing normal topics and making it funny. That's what I've always thought about this show. Now there's people telling me what they watch, and they're like, this is what I watch. This is what I like on YouTube. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Oh, Piggleteen. Piggleteen started out hating the shit out of us this evening, and now he's contributing to the conversation. John Deere Green. Yes, on Piggleteen, I believe what you're trying to say is, on a hot summer night, he wrote Billy Bob loved Charlene in John Deere Green in letters 3 foot high. And the whole town said the fool should have used red. But it looked good to Charlene. All right. Not only that, now I'm reading the chat, and I'm just doing Joe Diffie songs. I tell you what, guys, if the devil danced in empty pockets, he'd have a ball in mine. With a, God damn it, I can do this. With a 8-piece band, a 9-foot grand, and a 10-girl chorus line. I'd raise some loot in a 3-piece suit. Give him one dance for a dime. If the devil danced in empty pockets, he'd have a ball in mine. Oh, shit. I got to put down I haven't even had any Celsius tonight. Just cocaine. Just cocaine. All right. Continuing on. Kmart Ready says, you're putting me in a weird position. I hate your guts, but I feel the urge to resub and then probably unsub when I get pissed again. Hey! You think you're the only one who's going to do that with this show and its history? Like I said, I'm building the kind of show that isn't like drama and beef for a year and then people get tired of it. We're building a show based on topics and comedy and shit that hopefully can go for 15 years. I hope you sub and unsub to this show 500 times between now and then. Kmart ready. Are you fucking kidding me? The Triple N says, I miss the Peruvian marching powder. I love that. April says, do you want anything? No, because if I have a beer leads to more beer. I got to prep a show. You know what? Pick me up some Big Wave. Sweetie Pie. Sweetheart. Sexy Pants. ATF Media says, suggested new features for vehicles. If you play country music more than 10 seconds, poisonous gas comes through the vents. Now, wait, hold on a minute. I happen to be quite a big country music fan. You understand you would be gassing me to death. You son of a bitch. All right. I'm sorry. I see what you wanted. I'll run it up the ladder at GM. I'll see what they think. Are you saying that I could die listening to Billy Joe Shaver, Ragged Old Truck? Or how about David Allan Coe, If That Ain't Country? That's a way to drive. Right when that one line in the song hits. Right? That would be perfect. All right, guys. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know this is the fourth time I've tried to leave you guys alone tonight, but you're very, very funny. And we've actually turned a lot of people. I'm trying to move on and give you the show that you're paying for, which is a comedy show. Cambodian River Pig, I like him, so I'll read him. Can you play copyright-free music on the stream? I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Rincewind says, Aaron's a two-beer queer. We need the funny tonight, not the average. All right. One thing I wanted to point out real quick, and I admit this is totally selfish. I'm doing this 100% for me. There's articles being written now about how the Vikings are kind of a dark horse to trade for Lamar Jackson. And I have to tell you, I'm mildly intrigued. I'm a big Kirk Cousins guy, and I catch a lot of shit for that. But it clearly looks like the Vikings are moving on from Kirk. He offered to take a pay cut to extend his contract. They said no. We said no. The Vikings said no. If we could deal Kirk Cousins, and then we could then acquire Lamar Jackson, woo, that's interesting. What, 25, 26-year-old quarterback? Now, the only problem is, as talented as he is, he's been hurt the last 2 years. I don't know. He's going to cost $40 to $50 million a year. Do I want to pump $40 to $50 million a year into, the guy who's been banged up, and he's a running quarterback? They don't often make it to 30. Triple N says Lamar in Minnesota would be interesting with him and Jefferson. I know. It's really interesting to think about, but the amount you're going to have to give up. And Marquis says he hasn't had an offensive line. We'll see. I don't know, man. See, Patrick is saying that would be insane. Minnesota should roll the dice. Woo! Do we go get Lamar? We're not having first-round draft picks for like 3 years in a row if we get Lamar Jackson. He's going to be a 3 first-round pick guy. Oh, man. I don't know. Cambodian River Pig wants us to do karaoke nights. We used to when we were on Twitch. We used to do some karaoke nights. It was a fucking nightmare, but in a good way. I think you'd enjoy it. We'll see. All right, guys. Let's get away from the football. Let's get away from the chat. All that stuff. Oh shit! And then I go. Are you guys having a good time? Because now it's time to go into this Nashville thing, and I know there is some interesting stuff about this Nashville thing, but at the same time, oh, shit. You know what? Let's get through it before April gets here, because then I've got a bunch of other stuff that we can get to tonight. And for overtime tonight, I think the Opie Redemption arc might have played itself out, unfortunately. He threw another tantrum. Nashville school shooter Audrey Hale identified as transgender and had detailed manifesto to attack Christian Academy. If you haven't heard about this shooting yet today, a trans person shot up a school. What I knew as of this afternoon, 3 kids, 3 adults dead. And this person had he, him pronouns, but I guess was a she originally, and it's hard to keep straight. This story went from 0 to fucking bananas in no time. I have a feeling that this story is going to go away in most mainstream news sources because they don't want to talk about this. I mean, every time it's a certain ethnicity, white, Muslim, black, whatever, there's always a certain talking point that the media has. Don't get me wrong. They always want to throw guns in there. Guns are the problem. We got to get the guns. Go get the guns. There was an assault weapons ban during Columbine and a couple of other school shootings. We had an assault weapons ban in place. It didn't work to prevent any of those. You got to have somebody with, first of all, can we lock these fucking doors at these schools? How are these people even getting in? Number two, you got to have somebody with a gun. I'm sorry. You can station them outside if you want to. I know that the school that my mom was a lunch lady at, I know they had a little booth, a little booth in the parking lot there. I don't care if you put an armed police officer in a booth. I don't care if you post him up outside the entrance or whatever so the kids don't see an armed policeman. I don't know why that would matter. Whatever you have to do. I hate to use the hacky term, but good guy with a gun, bad guy with a gun is really the only way to stop this. So this Nashville police revealed that the 28-year-old who shot and killed 6 people at the Covenant School, including 3 children, identified as transgender and had a detailed manifesto to attack the Christian Academy. Officials said Audrey Hale, a former student, entered the school Monday morning by shooting through a door on the side of the building. So this was a former student, and apparently, I guess this school had been like hardcore against the drag queen story hours and a lot of the trans shit that they're doing to kids, and they'd been rather vocal about it. So this was clearly a hate crime. I mean, if it were the other way around and a really Christian person said, oh, fucking trans people are coming after kids and this, that, and the other thing, that person would be charged with a hate crime on the spot. It would be no question about it. If it works in the reverse, then it should work the other way around. Like if we flip it around and do the inverse, that's how you know something's consistent. If I flip this story on its head, are these things still true? And now I'm against hate crime in general. I mean, both the committing and the concept. Every crime of murder is a hate crime. Nobody's killing someone because in that moment they love them so much, unless you're really off your meds. So every murder is a hate crime. I mean, we're going to tack on 10 years because you said something offensive while you were killing them. Like, well, then why don't we make the punishment for that crime 10 years stiffer and we can just forget about the hate crime and everybody goes to jail for that long? So I think with this one, you got to be consistent. You got to charge them with a hate crime. Now, I don't know how things are in Nashville. I don't know I know they're Bible Belt, but I also know it's a big city. So I don't know if they're liberal, conservative, what they are. But I would like to see the book thrown at this person. Like it would anyone else. I'm worried that politics are going to get in the way. And, we always talk about like, oh, the culture that creates this, so on and so forth. Are we going to have that conversation on this one? Probably not. Probably not. Also, are we going to have a mental health conversation? Because now if you're an LGBTQ activist, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. Do you want to talk about the fact that this was a trans person, or do you want to have the mental health conversation? Because if you're going to say this person was mentally ill, you then open the doors for people to say, well, is there a problem with mental illness in the LGBTQIA plus community? Can't believe I got those letters right. Is there a problem with this? To which the answer would have to be, yeah, there is a little bit. There's a bit of a problem with this. There are some mental health issues in that community. We're not going, look, to have those conversations, you would have to fire so many people for saying the wrong thing off the cuff on radio shows, on TV shows. The unemployment line would be out the door. So what they're going to do with this Nashville story, they're going to sweep the whole thing under the rug. They're going to pretend it didn't happen after about another day or so, and they'll just march on forward to the next story. If you don't think the news media, when there's a mass shooting, one of the first questions they ask is, what did they look like? You're high. And I think once the news was coming out that this was a trans person, I don't think we were going to hear that too much more about it, quite frankly. Let's take a look at what you guys are saying. Oh my God, the chat is moving very fast. How come you guys are retracting your comments so quickly? I'm interested to see what you guys are saying here about this little event. I see Gray Duckling and Electric Shoes decided to, tap out of whatever it was they said. Now I'm intrigued. Citizen M says every murder is a hate crime. What the fuck? No, it's not. You don't think so? You don't think every murder is a hate crime? I'm not talking about every time someone kills somebody. I'm talking about murder, a premeditated killing of somebody else, the legal definition of murder. That's a hate crime. If you premeditate to take somebody's life, you may think you love them. That person may say they love them, but they're mentally ill. They're fucked up. Legendary Side Effect says, when I was trans, all I wanted was my ass to blast shits everywhere. What has changed? Legendary Side Effect, I'm learning a lot about you tonight, and it's all remarkably troubling. Mr. Monkeypox says, the gender bender is getting sodomized in the deepest pit of hell at the moment, so that's a feel-good story. Oh, are they dead? See, I didn't know that. Like I said, I mean, this story came at you so quick. Okay, they're dead. The shooter is dead, they're telling me in the chat. Whoopsie daisy. I'm a fucking idiot. My bad. Okay, so there's no hate crime to be charged with. Perfect. It's all clean. Saved it. Do you know? Oh my God. I know you're not supposed to say this, but do you have any idea how happy that this district attorney and the attorney general and all the people in charge of like filing charges on this case is? Do you know how happy they are that there's no suspect here, that the shooter is dead? They're just like, oh God, thank Christ. This is a classic no-win situation for a prosecutor. You charge too much. They think it's, you're trying to teach the LGBTQs a lesson, and you don't charge enough, and you're being light on crime because of trans people. You're scared of the trans community and all that shit. And now when they, you go to the DA and you're like, oh my God, there's a trans person killed 6 people at a Christian school. And he's like, oh fuck, what do we do? He's like, don't worry, she's dead. And they're like, oh, thank God she's dead. And the guy goes, sir, excuse me. They identify as he, him. We're still firing you for misgendering them. Shit, I thought I was out of the woods when they died. Oh, man. But I don't know. Like I said, I think this goes away. I do. I think this goes away lunchtime tomorrow. They're done talking about it. They're on to something else. By the way, you notice they talked about all that. I saw a conspiracy theory today that kind of made my ears perk up a little. And that would be the story that, you know how last week we all fixated on whether or not Trump was going to get arrested and then nothing happened? I saw a story that said, look, there were like 46 stories run last week on mainstream news about Donald Trump possibly getting arrested. 0 stories written about that story about how the Biden family was linked to those Chinese companies, and like the Biden family getting, was it $1 million or $1 billion from these Chinese companies? And it's when someone puts it that way, because I did see that story about the Biden family. When you see stuff like that, it does kind of make you scratch your head a little bit and go, you know what? Nothing did happen with that Trump thing, so I wonder if that wasn't a giant smokescreen. It's so sad that we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. That we can only follow one ball at a time. And the one ball in this case is this shooting. No, Bill Fenner says there was a manifesto, though. Once it leaks, it'll be all over Tucker and the conservative media. Yeah, I'm talking about, well, I guess Fox is pretty mainstream, but it's going to leave your network news sites right away because this doesn't fit anything they want to talk about. Max Brengel says 24 hours of more gun grabbers on TV, then that's it. Yeah, see, I agree with him. I think so. Stephen Doob says literally 4 hours ago, it was story after story. Since the shooter ID, it's been radio silence. You know what you'll probably agree with me on this one. You know what the worst part about that is? That we just kind of expect it by now. Like it's not even, we're like, hey man, there's no stories about this anymore after they ID'd the shooter. Like now if somebody acts like surprised by that, you just kind of smack them and you go, what the fuck were you expecting? Them to keep talking about this after it was a trans person? Stop. So that's the worst part, is the black pilling of the whole thing. All right, there. See, we got through that. Look, we got through that story and we're still, I think, intact. Are we intact? I think we are. Guys, thank you very much for getting us down to 200 so far tonight. $200 away from our goal this evening. There's the Streamlabs. There's the PayPal. If you feel like contributing to this program and keeping it going, we do appreciate that very much. Go ahead and contribute on Streamlabs or PayPal. That's the number one way to do it. Rumble rants, super chats, becoming a member of this channel, all of them, great. Bane Koof with $10 says Mersh and Royce could hook you up in getting Alex Jones. That would be really nice of them. It would. I don't know if I'm on that level with Mersh and Royce. I would definitely say we're coworkers who kind of run in a similar circle. We cover a lot of the same stuff. We're kind of the attitude of our shows is they're maybe a little more heavy on the news commentary than I am, but we're both kind of fucking around and having fun. I don't know if we're like tight. I don't think we're buds. I don't think we're pals and friends. And I think it like when April and I go down to Florida, like I'll DM Mersh and I'll be like, hey, would you want to catch a beer or something? It'd be nice to meet him. But like I've never met the guy in my life, so I can't sit here and go, Mersh and I are just good buddies. But yeah, on a professional level, helping us get Alex Jones, maybe they could. It does kind of feel imposing a little bit, but I guess, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Is that what they say? Just don't let fucking Clarence and Louie know. I ain't got time for those two. Bill Fenner says Tucker tonight is spinning the killing as an anti-Christian act, which might work for conservative media as a way to keep it going. I mean, it was kind of an anti-Christian thing. I mean, I'm no religious guy, but they're not wrong. I mean, it's kind of like when a crazy white nationalist type guy, does some kind of crazy shit and the liberal media dances all over that guy. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of part of the game we're playing now. They get to do that. Same thing with this story. Legendary Side Effect says, love you, dude. Sorry if I was a bully. Hey, you know what? You're like Kmart ready to me. You guys, if you come out and you're like, hey, man, I was a dick back there. We forgive them all on this show. We really do. We forgive them all. You're all right, buddy. Don't you worry. If you like our show, you're all right with me. All right, guys. Thank you very much to Bane Koof. That's going to put us at 190 away from knocking it out today. Again, Streamlabs and PayPal links in the chat and pinned to the top of the page. Best way to do it. Thank you, boys and girls. This is really interesting. I think this is the last little piece of like news stuff. I'm going to get rid of this Michigan-China story because some of this is a little news heavy. In fact, I'm getting rid of this MSNBC one too, guys. Sorry. Oh, you know what? We got to do the sex cop story. So yeah, I'll get out of those. It's getting a little heavy in here tonight. I just want to play this Jordan Peterson clip real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we bashed you over the head with some serious stuff tonight after doing like a half hour of, comedic performance and whatnot. ATF Media, very funny comment. Before I move on, I just want to say that was very good. This Jordan Peterson clip, you ever get the feeling with Jordan Peterson like I do where you're like, boy, man, this guy, I used to really dig Jordan Peterson. I thought he was really good. And then he just went wacko off the deep end, and now I can't fuck with this dude. But then once in a while, a story comes out there. You see a clip from Jordan Peterson, and I don't know if this one I'm going to play you is new or old. If it's old, it makes sense. If it's new, there's kind of those moments where Jordan Peterson gets up out of his wheelchair and walks around the room for a half hour, and you're just sitting there going, where the fuck did this guy go? Where's he been? I've been seeing this guy forever.
I want to drown in cum.
That's the Jordan Peterson I know.
I want to drown in cum.
Exactly. Or this Jordan Peterson.
Glam radio?
Exactly. But then you see a clip from Jordan Peterson where you go, you know what? That's the guy I remember. That's okay. Let's go. Bill Fenner with $2 says, did you think it was Opie in the restaurant? No, I know that now that we know it wasn't Opie, you're going to think I'm just Monday morning quarterbacking it. But when I saw the video, first of all, there was a dark-haired woman. His wife's not dark-haired. And I don't think Opie's fucking around. And I was also like, that guy looks a little heavy to be Opie, and there's not enough facial hair. I was just like, kind of looks like him a little bit. Funny video. I took it as what I thought everybody took it as, which was funny joke. Funny little joke tweet. That's what Twitter's for. Funny little joke tweet. I guess it got a little more serious than that. Here's the Jordan Peterson clip I was talking about. You guys can let me know if this is old or new. But this kind of ties into the Nashville shooting thing and the trans issue and all that. Let's play this real quick, and then we'll move on to some more lighthearted stuff.
Said, well, I have two children, 5 and 7. One is trans and the other is pansexual.
And I just thought mathematically right away, it's like the chance you have a trans kid is 1 in 3,000. That's not a very high chance. And let's say the chance that you have a pansexual kid is the same, whatever pansexual means. I don't even know how to calculate those odds. But whatever that is rarer than trans because no one ever even heard about it until 5 years ago.
That's a good point. Like, there's not even data on what chance you have of having a pansexual kid. April's here, by the way, everybody. There's not even odds on what the chances are that your kid's pansexual for two reasons. One, like Jordan Peterson said, pansexual hasn't even been a thing for very long. And number two, technically speaking, pansexual isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. It's a feeling. It's like, I don't know, it's about as real a feeling as, like, I don't know, a queasiness. I guess, like, queasy isn't a medical term. Queasy is just like, oh, my guts feel weird. That's pansexual. Whereas, like, you know, trans, I guess, has been around for long enough, question mark. But pansexual, you can't even figure it. We'll let Jordan finish up here.
So the joint probability that you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid is 1 in 9 million.
It's a lot.
The odds that you're a pathological narcissist sacrificing your own children to the glorification of your compassion is 8,999,999 to 1.
See, this is kind of what I liked about old Jordan Peterson, is that he's autistic as fuck and he's a little bit crazy. He's a lot of bit crazy. But, like, he could go on a rant that made sense. Russell Brand has this sometimes, where you listen to Russell Brand talk and you're like, we should never elect this guy to office. He should never hold any kind of power over anything. But the combination of how he talks and how he thinks sometimes makes a good point, and it sounds really, really good.
Sure does.
Jordan Peterson sometimes will get on a roll where he'll make a good point, and because of the way he talks, like, wow, he really nailed that. The problem with people like Russell Brand and Jordan Peterson is when they don't make any sense, they really don't make any sense.
Tiny bit crazy.
It's just a giant word salad where you're like, where did this fucking nut bar come from, and how do we get him back to the home?
What kind of drugs is this guy on?
I don't know. I think they, like,
I want to drown in cum.
I don't get it. Or like crazy people that need to go to the home, like this guy.
Glam radio?
Exactly.
So, like, do you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid, or are you a devouring mother? Well, you can look at the odds and decide for yourself.
Right. So, I've always said that it always struck me as weird that a lot of your trans kids seem to, like, a large majority of them seem to come from single moms.
Yeah, it's glaring. A lot of problems come with single parents,
right?
Especially mothers.
So if it's scientific and not like environmental and nurture, and you're kind of nudged into that, why do we see more of this? It wouldn't matter if it was just scientific. If it's a genetic thing, you're just on the right track, baby. You were born this way.
Oh,
you know, if that's the case, then it wouldn't matter what kind of parents that you'd have. You'd have a bunch of trans kids. They'd have 2 moms. They'd have 2 dads, 1 mom, 1 dad.
Oh, yeah.
4 parents, 6 parents, 8 parents, polyamorous family. They'd be all over the place.
Trans
everywhere, you know? But it does seem to really decide to settle in the single mom community. And I ask the same question that Jordan Peterson asks a lot of the time. Do you have that many trans children, or are you a devouring, narcissistic, attention-starved mom?
Would this have happened if the kids were left up to their own devices?
Right.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's just, again, just a question. Let's research it for a few years before we start whacking off kids' genitals. That was a terrible way to phrase that. I retract immediately. I want to pull that Zen. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Hey, Zen, you've heard this before. Don't clip that.
Hacking off kids' genitals. Before we start hacking off kids' genitals, I didn't just say whacking off kids' genitals.
Oh, I missed that. I thought you said...
I didn't say
I
that.
thought you said hacking, too.
There was no... I didn't say that. That was.
I don't know what it says about me that I just skated right over that.
Yeah, I don't think I... Dustin Hoffman says, pansexual is when the super chat music comes on. Oh, yeah. Then we all get pansexual. We're shaking around and telling you, hey, what do you think? Oh, they're saying, don't worry, I clipped it.
They got it.
Motherfucker. Brandon Can't Lose says, I heard hacking. Maybe I did say hacking.
I thought you said hacking.
All right. I thought I said whacking kids' genitals.
Well, don't say it again. You do this to yourself.
That's a good point.
You're imprisoning yourself.
That's a good point. Piggleteen says it's not nurture versus nature. It's nurture and nature. Okay.
Well,
I'll go with that.
I don't know.
David Skywalker says, just got here. Did I miss the transphobia and racism? Hey,
I guess so.
you are never too late for the transphobia and racism on this program, David Skywalker. Lighten up. Have a good time with us, buddy. Derek Chauvinist says, I heard jacking. I heard whacking.
Jacking or whacking are both bad.
Jacking and whacking are both bad things.
You shouldn't say either of those.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure the way this audience clips shit, we'll find out soon enough. Am I right or am I right?
Well,
April, welcome to the program.
yes, thank you. I had 2 pit stops I had to make on the way
Really?
home.
What happened?
So the one, you had me get some beer, and
Yeah.
this other one is kind of a
Hold on a minute. Oh, well, holy shit.
well, you can't read those. Don't read those.
April, I can't read this.
That's not what happened.
I just saw the elusive what kind of squirrel?
You know the kind. You've seen him with me before. He is akin to the Let's Go guy. No.
What?
You cannot show them that.
I'm just saying I saw the elusive what squirrel? Marquise, you should probably call in.
It's endearing to me at this point.
I mean, I don't think that's the thing you're
Do you
supposed
guys
to
ever
just
see
write down.
Do you guys ever see like off-colored squirrels running around the neighborhood?
This is not an off-colored squirrel. This is a squirrel with black fur.
He was cute. No, it's some good news, bad news, and I'm going to give you the bad news first so that you know there's good news coming about it after.
Oh, shit.
So you don't freak out, and you shouldn't freak out.
Oh, unquenchable fire. No, it was not R. It was not hard R. It was A. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's like a friend.
That's what I call all my friends. That's kind of digital blackface, isn't it? What you did.
I guess so, damn it.
All right, fire away.
So I had to stop in Clear Lake on the way home.
All right. Oh, no. Is my tire fucked?
Yes.
Damn
However, okay, so this is what happened. Like a few weeks back, our tire starts going real flat on us.
Right.
And we're like, oh, fuck. But it was like a super cold day compared to the rest. So we're like, oh, maybe
Sure.
the air temperature, whatever.
Okay.
It got back down low again. And when I
Ruh-roh.
stopped to put air in it, I did, in fact, see a nail head in the tire.
We'll take that bad boy in. They'll fix that for us.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want you to get mad. I took a picture and everything. There is a nail in your tire. It's leaking air slowly.
Is it too close to the tire wall? Am I going to get...
I don't think so. We'll fix it tomorrow.
All right,
Discount
cool.
Tire is great. They fix it for
Discount
free.
Tire's awesome. And we have an account there, so they'll be really nice to us. All right, let's go to the phones quickly here. Somebody wants to speak with you.
No, I don't want to speak to him. I know who this is.
Marquise, go ahead.
What racial thing did April do today?
Well, there was when a certain kind of squirrel is in the road.
He's always running in front of
And
my
it's a
truck.
black squirrel. April calls it a certain thing.
A certain type of
A
squirrel.
raccoon?
No, but that's
No.
good. I'll use that one next time.
I could have
No,
called it that.
she calls it a certain kind of squirrel. I'm not kidding.
I can't say this word. You could.
Well, you call the squirrel a nigger? What do you call
With
it?
an A. Yes, she
A.
does. She's a piece of shit like that,
No,
buddy.
like it's endearing. Like it's a sweetness that I throw the squirrel's way. He's my...
Right.
I love how April just tiptoes, just tiptoes,
Yeah.
just dances around her racism. I love it.
Right. I
fucking love it.
don't like I don't like when a pretty blonde white girl does it. It's endearing and cute. And when I do
He
it
likes
with
it.
when I do it with my fucking terrible widow's peak with the top of my head exposed, I look like an angry mailman.
The squirrel likes it.
Because she's a pretty blonde white girl.
He's
know.
my buddy.
And I look like Cliff Clavin. I got it.
He just comes across my neighborhood
Like I said,
sometimes.
she's allowed to say nigga. I gave her the card.
I can't
You
say it
allowed-
here.
Well, YouTube didn't though.
I was hoping you wouldn't read that.
Hey, Marquise, I got great news. I finally twirl my mustache. I've been twirling it today. I can kind of do this.
Have you been using Rogaine?
No, it's just natural.
He's just hairy everywhere.
Natural growth.
He's a fur ball.
I like it. It's very Oh, I was going to say the Chinese slur, but I'm not going to do it.
Jesus Christ. All right. Thank you, buddy. Good to hear from
Later.
you. Good Lord, man. This show is going off the rails. Who was it who asked in the chat if they missed any of the racism?
I don't know.
You didn't.
I don't remember the guy.
Congratulations. Rupert says you're a rural white girl. It just sounds different coming from you. When you say it, all the rednecks' trigger fingers get itchy.
If you were in the truck with me, it's very funny. You'd understand that I'm saying it in the friendly term, like, oh, it's my little, it's just came to visit.
No, I handed you the shovel. You clearly are capable of...
He is pitch black, by the way. He is cute. He is a cute squirrel.
Carlos says coming to Rumble tomorrow, 1942's Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Somebody said they saw one of those squirrels on their porch once.
Legendary Side Effect says, sorry, Aaron, she's just a bit more unique. Oh, you mean unique, like, I know.
That's how the squirrel talks back.
Derek Chauvinist says, let's hear Shaka's opinion. All of God's creatures deserve to be treated with respect, and Ms. April's supposed to ask my permission before she done says that word, this stupid white bitch. Sorry, Mr. Aaron. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry about it.
You keep getting new burner phones. I can't text you.
That's unbelievable.
We gotta hide it from you. I don't know what to say.
You just said that Shaka's got burner phones.
Yeah, for all his bitches.
Wow. Oh, it was David Skywalker. That's who it was. He says, I love screaming the N-word from the top of my lungs just as much as the next Steel Toe listener, but hating black people in general is gay. I agree.
Ooh, none of us hate black people.
Hating anybody because of the color of their skin is super gay F-word.
I actually love black people. I think they're very pretty. Pretty people.
See, now that's kind of oddly racist.
What?
You just called
that
black
was a
people
compliment.
pretty.
I like that.
Marquis says Shaka got hose, and then, of course, says the N-word to show off.
He needs to burn them phones.
Matt Fields with $4.99 says, so the picture is just squirrel teeth floating in the street. That's Matt Fields. April, what did you do?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys, there's the PayPal and Streamlabs link if you feel like chipping in tonight. 185 away from our goal. A great overtime planned for you today with the possible end of the Opie Redemption arc.
Do you think I could buy a black squirrel at the pet store?
Good God damn it.
You gotta stop talking over me. I said at the pet store.
I know, but I think it was time to move on from the squirrel.
We could get a black sugar glider.
Sugar gliders are fucking adorable.
They are so cute. I don't know if you guys know what a sugar glider is, but if you don't, look it up.
Who doesn't want one of these pieces of shit running around? They fly right into your hand. They like suicide dive into your hand.
The funny part is they can't keep it steady. They got to do one of the wiggle flies. They're really cute.
Yeah, they're lunatics.
They're fucking gay and cute. And
Flying
weird.
sugar glider always makes us to have one, right? Yes, it is. It took social media by storm and started a spree of adorable videos all over the internet.
Flies right into your hand.
Sugar glider got the hype of being an adorable
Where do you
pet
get 'em?
overnight.
Africa.
But can they really make a good pet or just an internet sensation?
Look at that little shit.
There are too many facts that will make you think twice about getting them as household pets.
I bet you they stink like shit.
Probably like a ferret.
Yeah.
They're stinky.
So, in today's video, we'll
Wow, look at
show
that
you
little
reasons
fucker.
not to get a sugar glider.
They're gay.
Petopedia.
They're all attracted to your children.
We not.
Sugar gliders may seem like adorable and cuddly pets, but they require specialized care that
Oh my
can
God.
be difficult to manage.
They look bitchy.
Before considering getting a sugar glider, make sure to do your research. Sugar gliders need an enclosure that is at least 4 feet high and twice as wide. And of course,
So it's got to be 8 feet wide and 4 feet tall. That's not that hard.
That's not so bad.
No, it's like, you know what
put
that
that
is?
in the corner.
That's like an entertainment center. It needs an entertainment center to live in.
It's like a big hutch.
Yeah.
bigger the better. If you have multiple gliders, the space requirements grow
Aw.
exponentially. On top of the space requirement,
They do
they
Jell-O
need
shots.
specialized
Yeah.
food, drinks, water, protein, fruit, vegetables,
They eat shrimp.
vitamins, supplements, pollen, and many more. And that may not be
Yeah, see, I'm out.
Those are some bougie pets.
Right. That
I'm
I'm
not
out.
feeding my pet shrimp.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Can we get a rain frog?
We have a dog. It's fine.
The rain frogs are them little tick-looking things with their little butt cheeks.
I'm good. ATF Media says, Richard Gere says sugar gliders have a tendency to crawl into open holes. Oh, no, like your anus.
Like when you're gaping on the bed.
Oh, that's no good.
Ew.
I like to gape in private. Jordan Velasco says, my stepsister had a sugar glider named Chip.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
He would sleep in the toaster.
Oh, you can't.
That could be a problem.
Buddy, no.
You go to make toast and you kill your pet.
Oh, God.
Oh, I bet you that little fucker would jump right out of there as soon as it started heating up.
And
I hope so.
Eat your face off.
Pickleteen says, my mom would take out a broom and sweep them off. Mama, when raccoons come up on the porch, Mom would just sweep them off with the broom.
I like the name Pickleteen.
Cambodian River Pig says the sound made by sugar gliders sounded like Unique's drop. Sugar glider should be Unique's nickname. Is that what they sound like?
Oh, God, I wish.
I wish they sounded like Unique. That would be great.
Hold
on.
You know what to do, right?
Sugar glider sound. What noises do a sugar thinger
Look
make?
at that face. Hit it.
What the? How do you not hit it?
Spitting to groom. No.
It's them calling for their mom.
That's a big enclosure. Look at that.
Actually sounds like someone jacking off in a creaky bed.
That kind of sounded like you when I woke up in the middle of the night to you doing the sleep stuff.
Oh, the sleep jacking.
That was fucking scary.
That was
I've
troubling.
never seen anything like it.
It's troubling to find out I did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that.
Thank you.
I'm embarrassed that I did that. It's nappy-headed hose, baby.
Not funny, haha, funny queer.
Exactly.
I woke up in the middle of the night and Aaron's like sitting up cross-legged defiling himself for no good reason in the middle of the bed.
And I get told this the
And
next
he's
day.
sleeping. He was asleep.
Nobody tells me this until the next day.
What? I know. I like shrieked. I was so afraid. I woke up to this weird, the fapping sound, and it was really violent and quick. And I was kind of out of it, and I noticed you're sitting up, and I looked around you, and you're doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? And you're like, And you just kept going for about 10 seconds, and you fell over.
Chris says sleep jacking Indian style.
I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I would never make that up. It was the freakiest thing.
I have not yet begun to defile myself.
Well, you had for some time.
Great. So now look, I got Chris in the chat here. Aaron sleep jacks. Now that's going to be a thing.
I didn't know that people do that. I know people have wet dreams. Maybe you were doing that. I don't know. It was really strange.
Okay, now if we don't hit our goal tonight, I'm going to feel humiliated and broke. So...
Or maybe you're just very confident.
This is, what do you call it? This is ashamed. This is ashamed begging. 185 away from today's goal. There's Streamlabs and PayPal if you feel like generously giving to this show.
A sleep beater.
Zen Rhino says, yeah, I have also blamed a lot of shady things I've done on me being asleep. Aaron's new movie, The Erectionist. April, you were supposed to join in. Yeah, that would have been nice.
You seemed bitchy about it, though. When I said anything, you're like,
Buddy Travis says, don't feel bad, Aaron. I did it before, too, but my wife said she tried to take over, and I smacked her hand away, put a pillow over it, and went back to it. The argument was amazing afterwards.
Dude, that is something you would do. Aaron talks in his sleep a lot, and if I start interacting with him, he gets remarkably cunty, like very quickly. All I have to do is ask a couple questions. Well, that's just stupid. Why would you ever say that? And you start yelling.
Cambodian River Pig, violent and quick is Aaron's life motto, from boxing to radio to sex. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
It's usually violent and quick, but not solo.
Legendary side effect says, wet dreams are fucked up, man. I don't even know if wet dreams are real. I've never just jizzed in my sleep.
Oh, really?
No, that's never happened to me. Not once, not never.
I mean, I've had some sexy dreams before. I feel like it's a real thing.
It's never happened to me. Puddin' Toot, love that name, says crisscross making some applesauce.
Oh, you were beating it.
Rupert with $4.99 says, go away, baitin'.
Churning butter.
Yeah, see a lot of people in the chat going, yeah, I've never had the old nocturnal emission.
Really?
As
God.
they call it. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've woke myself up before doing things.
My Lost Interest says, now he's accusing me of not sleepjacking. He's saying what we learned is Aaron faked sleeping.
That would make me feel so skeezed out, honestly, if you were doing that awake but just told me you were sleeping later. Was that what happened?
I don't remember just whacking off violently in the bed. No.
It was loud enough I woke up, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, I don't think I just wake up and start pounding off in the middle of bed.
I just remember I had to lay there for a little bit and like I turned away because I was so scared to look at you. Like I felt like I'd seen things like you walk in on your parents having sex or something. That's how it felt.
I never did that. I've heard your story about doing it to your parents, and
Twice.
I don't.
Twice. Can we just lock the doors or not do it when the kids are home?
Captain January with $5, talking about the squirrel. Super cool girl over on Rumble, just catching up with the Rumble people. Says April hunted down with your bow and arrow.
Yeah, but then it's a hate crime.
The squirrel. Yeah, that is kind of a hate crime for the squirrel. It's a little fucked up that you would even say that.
That squirrel's got a family.
By God, King, that squirrel's got a family.
Do you think they stick around for the little younglings in the nest? Squirrels? Squirrel dads?
No idea. 170 away from knocking it out tonight. Thank you guys very much for your generosity. We do like that.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We got another sex cop.
Oh my God.
This one's a little hotter than the other sex cop.
She's hot.
Remember the last sex cop that looked like something out of like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Like
the one
looking...
with the fucking like 6 of them.
Yeah, like you could tell that they were just passing around a vagina.
Oh, God.
And like the face didn't matter. They were just like, look, we're on the job. We got to fuck.
Just sharing the meat locker.
Yeah. This one actually looks, for a cop, she's got dude jaw, don't get me wrong. But
I would.
For a female cop, that's a lot better than the ones in Tennessee had. Whoa, Jesus. Or we could just make sentient noises into the microphone.
That's a hot cop.
See, I got to get over the jawline a little bit.
Why are you looking at her jaws?
That looks like a jawline that shoots up a Nashville school, if you catch my drift.
Her jaw is unimportant here.
Says you. Well, the first female police officer, ever to serve in a small Michigan town, claims that she's the victim of intense sexual harassment and sexual discrimination that forced her to resign. Now, do you buy this, or do you think she was passed around like a fuck toy, got caught by maybe a husband or a boyfriend, and had to cry harassment?
I don't know, because you can't get caught having sex and then just say you were being harassed. That's a little past harassment at that point. Was there actual sex?
Well, before we jump into this story, I like to say thank you to everybody. Puddin' Toot with $9.99 says, I'm 48 and I still wake up sticky. Attaboy.
Fun.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. 165 away.
Probably a good night's sleep, right?
Well, a lot better than I guess I get, apparently.
Hey.
So, Teresa Williams, 35, says that she was groped by a supervisor at the Iron Mountain Police Department, and she was pressured into oral sex with a coworker.
Okay.
Wait, what? Pressured into oral sex?
I don't
Are
like
you about
that.
to woman shame?
I totally get like SA and stuff like that. That is not the victim's fault, whatever. But you don't just get pressured into oral sex. That's a different thing than SA.
I will show you how you can pressure someone into oral sex
Oh, really?
after the show this evening. Yes,
Look,
it is possible.
I'm a willing participant here. So who you bringing over?
I'm cooperating here.
Right. I'm just saying there's a difference between being assaulted and being pressured into sex. I don't know.
Williams' lawsuit also claims she was held to a completely different standard on the job than her male coworkers. They probably made her clean. In October 2017, just 3 weeks after being hired by the police department, Williams was allegedly pressured to engage in a bizarre initiation ritual. Her former supervisor, Joseph Dumas, allegedly pressured her into doing a fireball whiskey shot and making out with him. Yeah, I feel like that's not something the guys do with each other.
No, you were the first woman.
Yeah, I feel...
Where did she stop paying attention here? This isn't an initiation thing. This is a her thing.
Plaintiff refused and said the whole thing was made up. Dumas responded that it was required and that everyone had to do it as standard protocol. To allegedly demonstrate, no. Uh-oh.
A lot of you gays are not acting like queers right now.
To allegedly demonstrate, Dumas took an initial shot with a former county dispatcher, male.
Oh, my God.
Then kissed him. Ultimately, plaintiff buckled to the pressure and took the shot with Dumas, who, as a result, kissed the plaintiff and stated that she was now officially part of IMPD. So maybe they were right and they really are just a bunch of gays that...
No. I don't think so. She was a really hot chick, and they're like, God, we have to get one of us to kiss her. Like, let's take one for the team and kiss each other, and then she'll do it.
I mean, maybe, but maybe they are just a bunch of moes.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't care what job you're, like, going for unless it's the porn industry. You don't just get pressured into kissing and oral sex. Like, you can say no.
Later, Dumas allegedly asked Williams to do another shot with him, and she agreed after initially declining. They said that Dumas then groped Williams. Now, I hate to make this the take that I'm going to have out of this, but my take on this is simply put, this is why women shouldn't be cops. And I'm not saying that this woman necessarily did anything wrong or that she's bad. I'm just saying when they come into the police house, look how everyone starts acting. Yeah. You have streets to keep clean. You have criminals to arrest. One woman with some tits comes by and you're like, yeah, do a shot with me and touch my wiener.
Oh, and it's got to be Fireball. It's not even an adult drink.
But you can't.
I'm going to play that for you later.
I'd rather
I'm going to have you strip to it.
I'd really rather
And then I'm
going
to force you to kiss me.
Oh,
I'm going to pressure you into oral.
You're not buying any of this, are you?
No.
You think she's full of shit?
No, I mean... It's a silly thing. She wanted to feel naughty for a little bit, just like everybody else. And when everyone's ashamed of it, that's not an assault. I'm sorry.
April really
The word assault wasn't even used in the article.
April really is just not pro-woman.
She used the words harassment and pressure.
The suit says Dumas pressured plaintiff into taking the second IMPD shot. However, this time, Dumas put his hand between plaintiff's legs and grabbed her genitals.
Okay.
Williams allegedly froze in fear. In another alleged incident, Williams drove Budek home after frequenting a bar. Budek purportedly instructed Williams to stop the car because he had to, quote, tell her something. Oh, come on. I know that trick. I've done it before.
This is where I'm going to either call bullshit or say she's completely idiotic because, like... If at that first time you're at a bar and this dude put his hands between your legs and you didn't like it, don't go to the bar with them anymore. That's it. That's over. She's going to the bar with them after that.
You really are tough on these. You're like one of those old headmasters at a boarding school for girls.
This is the shit that you men tell us girls that we are so stupid about, which she is doing right now.
I know, but you're like Mrs. Trunchbull.
No, I'm saying if you don't want your pussy grabbed by the fucking police guy, don't go drinking with him.
Well, no. They did another shot.
Yeah, because he was driving her home after the next time.
Okay, but how about the stop? This is such a sophomore in high school move, like I need to tell you something. Like one of my first kisses I ever got was I told a girl, can I try something?
Dude,
then I leaned in and got the kiss, and then you're like, fuck yeah, I'm smooth. You don't realize how gay you are.
Dude, my first actual kiss was fucking awful. Like, every first of mine has been a fucking embarrassment, always.
What did they say?
I don't even think he said anything. It was more so we sat in his fucking car at Lake Ripley in the gravel parking lot for 4 hours.
Small town.
Like, at night before either of us would say anything, would make a move or anything. It was super tense and uncomfortable.
Oh.
It was really shitty.
Budek went on to allegedly tell her about how hot her ass looked in her duty pants. That's a terrible phrase to use, sir. If you're trying to be smooth, you don't use duty pants.
Her duty pants?
Oh, your ass looks so good in your duty pants. What a fucking worm.
Will you please say that to me tomorrow about my work pants?
Oh, babe, you look so good in your duty pants.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Everybody in the world should be way too immature for that to work.
You're supposed to laugh when you hear the word duty, right?
Right. Oh, you look so good in your duty pants, babe. Oh, thanks. You look so good in your diarrhea underwear. Just we're both so hot and muddy. Let's just dive into each other's shit cutter.
Pre-lubed. Ugh. I actually only buy Aaron chocolate-colored underpants for just in caseies.
He then pulled her hand down to his genitals. Oh, yay.
That's uncomfortable. I will say that.
He then attempted to kiss the woman, but she turned away, and he kissed her neck. Oh, no. See, I think you're being a little too rough on this woman. You're saying don't go to the bar with her.
I'm saying she went to the bar with them the first time, and she didn't like it, but she still went out the second time and let one of them drive her home. You can't be doing that. You are a grown woman. You're on the police force. You have to know better. It's totally skeezy, but you can't be around these people in private.
She was sending the message that she wasn't interested because she was wearing her duty pants.
But on the contrary, she's still going to the bar with you and allowing you to drive her home.
Guys, April is not fucking around. She is not giving this cop an inch.
I've never let a dude drive me home after drinking that I didn't assume would try something. Okay.
So now, the incident in the car only stopped after Budick allegedly shoved her hand down his pants, and she stopped resisting, resulting in him letting go of her hand, the suit claimed.
Okay.
So she grabbed his dick.
Right.
Williams alleges that Budick kissed and groped her when she dropped him off at his house.
Oh, now she's dropping him off?
Budick shoved her hand down his pants, so he's putting her hand down there. Williams allegedly went to Budick's house to watch a movie. What? No!
No, we're not watching movies, okay?
We don't go to the guy's house to watch a movie after he apparently made you uncomfortable and tried to...
Hey, did you ask me over to your house the first time to watch Letterkenny?
I was trying to get my dick wet.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm starting to be on your side with this whole thing.
Exactly, a little bit.
This guy shoved your hand down his pants, and he's a piece of shit, and he's a creep, and you didn't know it.
Right.
But then you go over to his house to watch a movie.
You're never, as adults or anything past middle school, you're not watching movies with the opposite sex, not trying to get some.
Williams allegedly went to Budick's house to watch a movie. Budick's wife excused herself from watching the movie, and then Budick pressured Williams to perform oral sex on him. I said I wanted to go home. I basically felt helpless, like I didn't have a choice. If I didn't go along with what was going on, they were going to ruin me and make my life a living hell. Williams said that her coworkers saw her as a piece of meat.
She could have had a serious lawsuit here where she might have gotten a lot of money.
That's what she's going for now.
Well, you can't now.
Oh, fuck yeah, you can.
If they can prove that you were in on it on any level, I think it's
the problem
fucked.
with these lawsuits. It's he said, she said. The former cop stated, the way that they would look at me was one of the biggest things. It made me feel like I was a piece of meat. Just because you wear a badge and you're a cop, it doesn't mean you're above the law. It doesn't mean you get to treat people however you want. I want my story to be told because I want people to know, other women to know, that they're not alone. And I want other women to know, blah, blah, blah. People need to be held accountable for this kind of bullshit. She informed the union she was being discriminated against in November 2020. That was 3 years later. I don't know, man. 3 years later, this seems weird.
Yeah,
I need to hear the other side of this.
I think it's pretty cut and dry. I think that some people were fucking around with each other and it turned bitter down the road somewhere, and she decided she didn't like it, so now we're talking about it.
Yeah, BJ says Aziz Ansari vibes. Yeah, we're like, he tried to get fucked and she was kind of like, no, I don't want to. And like the wife excused herself from the room. You go to his house to watch a movie. Yeah, this doesn't add up.
That doesn't add up at all.
I don't know.
I don't like it. I feel like as adults, we all know what it's like to be around the opposite sex when we're drinking or watching movies or in a car alone together. You know what
You're saying
happens.
something's not adding up here.
Right.
All right.
That nobody's innocent in this at all.
Puddin' Toot with $9.99 says, I bet all of their service weapons have poop noodles in the barrel. It probably smells like Vaseline bleach and ass at that police station.
Oh, with all the duty pants.
I get with all the duty pants, yeah. Her ass looked great in her duty pants.
Oh, my God.
I hope you got your shitting pants on. No, I think he said pissing pants. I think he said pissing pants. What did Negan say? Your shitting pants? He goes, yeah, it's going to be pee-pee pants city here real soon. Thank you, buddy. And also over on PayPal, we've got Gray Duckling says, you had me at oral sex, and throws in $10.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So now that means we are 150 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Thank you guys very much. There's the PayPal and Streamlabs link in the chat. 150 away from doing overtime, where Opie may have finally run out his rebirth, if you will. He did not think Anthony's Twitter joke was very good.
What do you think they were watching?
The cops?
Yeah.
How great would it be if they were watching Cops? They're
I don't
just
know, I
so
don't like that.
unoriginal and awful that they were just watching their shit.
I don't like that for some reason.
Oh,
Maybe Law and Order SVU.
Sandboy says that's Blue Moon, not Leinenkugels, but to be honest, I don't know for sure about that protocol. This is Leinenkugels.
I have a
that she's
summer
got there.
shandy.
She's got a summer shandy?
This is like a bottle of wishful thinking for warmer weather.
I have my my personal go-to beer, my favorite, Big Wave. I'm a Big Wave man. I don't know how people can't like this stuff.
It's good. That stuff just makes me feel full quickly. I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand. All right, well, I'm backing off my critique then.
You'll have to let me know when you want another.
I don't know. We'll see. If we get to overtime, I'll throw down another one.
Okay.
I think. Thank you to everybody on Rumble. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you follow our channel. We do appreciate that. Rumble's still growing nicely. If you like our show here, make sure you hit subscribe. And also make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I guess we were at 100 already, like in the first hour. So if you guys want to get us to 200 likes by the end of the show, hey.
Thanks, guys.
That's great. That is great. Gray Duckling with another $9.99 says, guys, a sex-crazed maniac and then some. Uh-oh. I got Oz calling. Do we want to turn this on?
Oh, tits. I don't know.
Oz called me yesterday. He was very, very
guess.
drunk. Let's check it out. Oz, we're live on the evening show. What's up, buddy?
I know. I just want to stop in and say hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Living life.
Oh, well, you've been drinking a little bit tonight?
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
What have you been drinking? And don't say Jägermeister.
No Yag tonight.
Jaeger and Bud Light.
Jaeger and Bud Light. Well, you got to mix. You know, you can't lean in too heavy on one or the other.
I think that's the Oz special, right?
Yeah, Oz, you're gonna be back on the show not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
And
I'm excited for it.
And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you come in at 7, because I don't want you guys having to get up so goddamn early in the morning. The new Wednesday schedule is gonna be it's gonna be like the old radio days where I did the first hour, then you guys came in an hour in.
Yep.
And then we'll do it that way. Are you gonna remember any of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
All right. So
we're excited.
A week from Wednesday, Oz, you will be back, and then we're going to put you back in the rotation, just kind of like monthly or something like that. And then you're going to be at the anniversary show, correct?
Yes, sir.
You think you'll drink or no?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I?
How? Let me ask you, like with the drinking and all that, you've had your health ups and downs. How are you doing health-wise as far as like the drinking and stuff like that goes?
Great, but I like my drinks.
Right, I understand
We
that.
all
I'm saying,
do.
is that interfering with any of the other health stuff?
No.
Okay.
Doing good.
That's good. All right.
That is
Have you
great
quit
news.
smoking?
Yes.
All right.
Really? Nice work.
You gotta, I know you live out in the middle of nowhere, but you gotta find you someone to drink with.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you in about a week.
See you soon.
All right, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Next Tuesday night, could you lay off the booze a tiny bit?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. It's gonna be good to have Oz back.
I know.
It's gonna be good. I think he
love
needed a
him.
break. I think you can tell from that phone call. Oz needed a break from the show for a little bit. I don't think driving in here, starting at 5 in the morning and then driving in at 6. I don't think that's
early
a good. Yeah.
and dark. Nobody likes that.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
I
wore the guy out.
At my last job, and by the way, it's been over 2 years since I quit my last job. That's insane. So thank you guys. But just on my old 10-minute drive at like 4 in the morning when it's dark, man, you get sleepy. I get it. He had an hour-long drive. Fuck that.
Steve, thank you for the $3. Appreciate that. And Gray
Thank
Duckling
you.
with another 25. He says, for the one and only Oz. Well, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We're now with Tim the Ancient with $10. We're now 115 away from knocking out tonight. Holy shit, guys. Thank you very much. He says, Leinenkugels is the best. They're Berry Weiss. Do I say Weiss or Weiss? How German am I being for this?
I don't know.
Their Berry Weiss one is great.
Dude, you know what kind of beer I saw tonight it seems gay, but it seems like something I kind of want to try but not tell anyone about it. There's a brewery in Baxter called Jack Pine Brewing, and they have something called like a dead pickle. No.
Dead pickle.
Something about a pickle. It's a pickle cream ale, and I really like pickles, but I've never had pickles in beer, but some people love pickles in beer. I kind of want to try it.
I have an idea.
What?
So we want to hang out with our friends this weekend. Do they want to go get a room at that hotel in Baxter where they got the water slides and shit?
No, we have to help
and then
them.
go to those. What? We have to help them?
The nursery? Helping?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you kind of need to be somewhere else for that.
Well, that'll be a much cheaper weekend.
I have no idea where this came from.
I'm the kind of guy the little omelets want to be like on my knees day and night scoring points for the afterlife.
I don't want to even tell you what she texted me yesterday, though. So I was at a friend's baby
yeah?
shower
What
this
did she
weekend.
text you?
And they need some help getting some stuff done in the nursery, like physical labor in there and stuff like that. And I said, well, why don't Aaron and I take a weekend and come down and help you guys so you can get it all finished up and moved in and all that shit. And she ran that by our friend, her husband, and she came back with, apparently he laughed and said, LOL, Aaron can't do any of that work.
What can't I do?
I don't know.
What can I not do?
The hanging shelves, doing the wood accent wall.
Fuck that noise. I can do all that shit. You know I've installed a floor? I've installed a floor.
I will show you the message later. My
It was
phone
a
is not
laminate,
here.
but it was fine.
I just thought it was very funny, so I said, hey.
I mean, look, I didn't cut any of the pieces.
Right.
All right, I
And
left
we
that
need-
to better men.
we need to
but
cut.
I installed it. I can measure. I feel like Crispin Glover on Letterman. I'm
There.
strong. I can kick.
No, it's okay. I basically went back and I just told her, I'm like, LOL, Aaron could be the comedic relief while we work. He can bring us drinks.
Citizen M liked my line. I installed a laminate floor.
I know.
That's like I drive a Dodge Stratus.
That is sus as fuck.
Man, I don't like this. Tim the Ancient says this is reverse psychology. I'm going to fucking do all the work now.
Oh, yeah.
Suck my ass, ball. Oh, Dave Phillips says it's awesome when the wife volunteers the husband for shit. Actually, I like
He doesn't have to come. I like these people. I'll go do it.
They're my friends first.
What would you do?
Actually, the other one was kind of both of our friends. But
Yeah,
the guy,
what the
that's my
hell?
friend from back in the day.
Okay.
My friend first, I help. Oh, James J. Weed. Yeah, that's an old throwback to the radio days. The jackhammer, ba 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 ba, all day in the street.
What would you do if I left you here and I went to help her with her nursery? What are you doing for the weekend? Or for the night?
Oh, I'm going to drink with my friend.
What was that noise?
My throat got fucked up. I'm smart. I can do construction things. Not dumb, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart and I want respect.
Ooh, we could drink at the end of the night. She'd have to be sober, obviously.
No shit.
We can make food.
Bring the dog because there's no pit bull to eat it anymore.
That's true, but Munzie might eat it.
Nah, the cat.
There's
fuck that
a
cat
fucking
up.
tank of a cat, and that thing's bigger than the dog.
BJ calling it linlolium. Oh, that I see what you did there. Yeah, I agree with Alex. Me big boy, me do big boy things. I don't Is that the thing you couldn't tell me about, or is it something else?
No, that was a totally different topic.
I'm texting that piece of shit
No,
right now.
don't. Stop.
Nope, I'm
that.
telling
Why
him,
would
you son of a bitch, I will
I tell you
crush
these
to
things in
death.
confidence in front of all of our listeners.
Well, then, guess what?
Please be nice to him.
I'm gonna rattle his cans.
I will show you the message later. My phone's not in front of me.
Can't believe it. I have a beard and a mustache now.
He's never seen that before.
I have a beard and a mustache, and I'm a big boy. And I do all the big boy things.
His balls dropped.
Oh, man. Flinty Gecko with $100 says, been a minute since I have paid my penance. Here you go. Well, thank you,
Buddy,
Flinty Gecko.
Thank you. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
There you go, guys. We are $10 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very, very much. You want to finish that off? No problem here. $10 away. Oh, and thank you, Brandon from the BYB podcast as well.
Why?
Brandon can't lose with $10. Appreciate that, bud. We did count that.
Thank you. Why are we calling us the swingers couple here?
I don't know because
Are we
we're going.
swingers?
No, I don't think we're swingers.
If we were going to be, though, that's the couple I'd choose.
Jesus Christ!
They're the most cutest ones.
Wow. Wow. Now we're not.
Are you arguing with me?
I ordered from the big boy menu.
Wait.
God damn it.
No more chicken tendies for you.
There's a theory running around on this show. Wheat Diff has said it, and MSO has said it. No April, no goal. Now, we did end up reaching it this morning, but we gave everybody a little extra time.
Great show this morning.
And all that. It was an awesome show. How about Johnny having an MS attack twice during the show?
An NS attack.
An MS attack twice, not NS attack.
Not an ENS attack.
An MS attack twice during the show, coming in and not only doing the show, but doing a fucking incredible job and making it so after I put up the clip tomorrow, I'm going to probably have to DM Alex Stein and say, he was just fucking around with that gay shit, right?
I did worry for a little bit this morning because I noticed Johnny was gone. I'm like, did he fall somewhere? Do I have to help him? I don't know.
The only thing about the Alex thing I thought of when he was saying it was like, this is really funny, but Alex is a sensitive dude now that we got to know him. And I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah, but you didn't agree to it.
Right.
I don't know.
That's exactly
He
right.
absolutely has a girlfriend, so.
Yeah, she's a cutie, too. Good for him. What?
Look at you.
Oh, now I can't talk shit. All right. Well, fuck me to death. Guys, we have knocked out our goal for this evening.
Thank you.
I got to throw a thank you out to Daniel with $10 over on PayPal. And then $5 into tomorrow's goal, Puddin' Toot with another $9.99. Says you have a goatee and April is your beard. Wow.
I do sit on that chin nice.
Alex says, oh, yeah, I totally tweeted that Aaron said Alex Stein is gay multiple times.
Oh,
Thanks.
no.
Thanks.
Aww.
I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
Will that help you in your relationship with Alex?
No, it won't. Citizen M says Alex Stein attacked April repeatedly on Simpcast. Fuck that F slur. Now, wait a minute.
Well,
we shit on him first. And he just got he even said to us when we had him on the show, he's like, I just got sensitive because you guys kind of shit on me.
And I don't know. Look, that was my first time on Simpcast. That was a 6-hour episode. And when Alex popped on there, I kind of figured he would say something shitty.
Right.
I didn't know it was going to be that shitty, but we mended the fence by the end of the show.
And then he came on our show and we were totally cool. And
he's fine.
We've communicated.
He's nice.
Since then.
He's a good boy.
Oh, man.
And totally not gay.
And not gay. Exactly.
He gets puss.
Oh, man. Citizen M says, you were joking around. He was not kidding. I was pissed watching that interview.
He was pretty heated from the word go on Simpcast.
He did call you America's stepmom by the end.
Yeah, I think I handled it well. I talked him down and it was all good.
You talked him down. I love that. He was suicidal.
I think Citizen M is correct. He was upset at first.
He came in guns blazing. Even
I was a little surprised.
Well, and Chrissy doesn't like all that conflict stuff. So even Chrissy was like, whoa. Like the other people on the show were like, what the fuck, dude? Like you could sense they were kind of not turning on Alex, but they were like, dude, what the fuck is your problem?
It was a room full of people. So I was a little saddened that we had to have that go on in a room full of everyone trying to have a good time. So I felt shitty because it was kind of my fault. So I don't know. It ended well.
Zen Rhino says, I love how Citizen M got offended, but April didn't, and she was the one getting yelled at. Citizen M's protective.
There was something that felt kind of cool getting yelled at by Alex Stein. I don't know. I liked it.
All right, guys, we are doing overtime tonight, so I'll keep an eye on the clock. We'll start the Opie thing at the top of the hour. Hit the like button if you'd like. How close are we to 200? It'd be cool to get there. I saw we were at 300-something people plus 50 or 60-something on Rumble, so we were at about 400 at a time. I hope you guys liked it as much as possible. Are you going for my tits? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
Oh, boy. At any rate, where are we at likewise? 146? All right.
Hit it.
Everybody boop the shit out of the like button, and we'll get that up to 200 by the end of the show tonight. You guys are already $5 into tomorrow's goal. I appreciate it. They're saying make Aaron drink more beer.
I
please.
think we'll get one more if we hit overtime. How's that?
We already did.
I'm retarded.
Well, it's okay. You want to watch Children in Danger or no?
They're not ours, so yes.
All right, cool. That's the spirit. All right, here we go, guys. These are fun. You ever see those inflatable bouncy houses?
Oh, yeah.
You ever see how they take the fuck off when there's any kind of wind?
Yes. Have you seen those water spouts by the beach with the fucking thing just fucking floated away?
Throw the inflatables like 50 feet in the air and there's kids in them. And like the adults are scared shitless, but the kids are having the time of their lives because they have no idea how much danger they're in.
Can you imagine if you were in that thing and you looked out the window while you're like, how high do you think they were?
They go about 40, 50 feet in the air.
That's pretty high.
They go up, yeah. Let's check this one out in North Carolina. Now I want to listen to Petey Pablo
Several
all night.
people rushed to area hospitals after a bounce house accident in Brevard. Those in the area saying high winds caused 2 children's inflatable structures to become airborne. As News 13's Samir Nafsi reports, the terrifying incident happened quickly.
How does she have those arms but that frame? Like, those arms are way too big.
Thank you. I was
for
just
her frame.
I was
fucking me up.
Wondering that her dress is fine, except like her shoulder things flare out, which makes her arms look even bigger somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's got weird doughy arms, but like big old tits, and she's not fat though.
She's really cute, and I like her voice.
She doesn't have. She's not fat, but she's got weird jello arms
Like-
and big old tits.
I want her to read me a bedtime story.
I'm thinking of all the things that'll get me canned from YouTube if I say them.
On a crowded baseball field.
Most of it involved thumbs
The
and
inaugural
assholes.
day for the 2023 Transylvania Little League Baseball.
Ah, yes, I want to suck your blood. Yes, we go in the bouncy house and I harvest you for your plasma. Sorry, I just heard Transylvania. I just turned into a retard.
Reports the terrifying incident happened quickly on a crowded baseball field.
The inaugural day for the 2023 Transylvania Little League.
Ah, we all going to the bouncy house. The blood of the young will flow from their scabbed knees as I lick it like a drippy faucet.
God.
Sorry, they said Transylvania. It's hard for me not to do a Dracula
How long
thing.
before we have to change that name?
Oh, no, that's fine. He's not trans or anything.
Okay.
You'll be good. All right, sorry. Let's back up so you guys know the story.
Yes.
Happened quickly on a crowded baseball field.
The inaugural day for the 2023 Transylvania Little League.
Ah, yes, we are going to go in the bouncy house. But the wind is a little too big, don't you think? The bouncy house could fly in the sky, and it could endanger the lives of the children. Like Dracula's just concerned about the kids' safety.
I'm actually picturing you as the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
With his puppet.
Sure. One child flying in the air. Two child flying in the air. 6 broken limbs.
League baseball season.
We fucking get it, Aaron.
Thank you.
With lights and sirens.
We had 2 inflatable rides that were here that were actually blown from their anchor.
Lucky fucking
God.
bouncy houses.
Yes, lucky indeed.
By the way,
I love his accent.
1 letter away, isn't he, from isn't that Husey's full name?
I only know Husey is Husey.
He's
I have
almost
no idea.
Husey.
Were here that were actually blown from their anchored position across the park.
In total, 7 people were injured, with 4 taken to an area hospital with what officials are calling minor injuries. News 13.
Get it? Because they were all kids. They're all minor injuries.
See, I figured they worked in a mine.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Oh, this guy has not had the same life as the rest of us.
Oh, what is that?
Ooh.
That is, please, if I could just request one thing from you.
Yeah.
I don't even care about your ass or any of that shit, but
Yeah.
don't get the pot belly thing.
I'm
It's
really-
like when you get older.
For some reason, all I'm thinking is I hope this isn't RGZ Mac from our chat. It's just, I really hope that's not him.
What?
I just got the feeling that maybe.
Okay.
Teen is told no one was
If
in.
there's no footage of these bouncy houses flying through the air, I'm going to be disappointed.
That guy is like remarkably weird looking.
Thank you, April.
Watch his
Yes.
legs when he
He works
walks.
for a bouncy house picker-up business. I don't know if he's going to be a 10.
How gay is that, right?
Inside the houses, but were hit by them once they went airborne.
This is the first time for me.
Why are we just looking at that man's tit?
Okay, and there was a grease stain, a big one.
According to officials, 2 of the houses were anchored here in Field 5. An estimated 1,500 people gathered at the City of Brevard Sports Complex for the event as winds picked up, leading to the airborne houses.
And this is where one of the bounce houses was located. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ground. You can see this is where a 2-foot stake secured the bounce house to the ground.
Wow.
After wind got underneath it, it ripped that stake out of the ground and sent it.
See, here I thought they didn't have them fastened down properly.
I was going to yell at them and be like, you got to stake your shit down. But
That shit can come up and out even without holy
so 2 feet, that was like a stake like this.
Very
in the
good,
ground.
April.
Can
That
you
is
just
about-
fuck right off for a second?
careening into that fence.
This fence now bowed out and broken after the house slammed into it.
That's April after I fuck her. Bowed out and broken.
Emotionally.
I just leave her sitting there yearning for pain relievers.
This second bounce house is estimated to have flown about 100 yards, landing between two other fields. And this was the scene when News 13 arrived.
Holy shit.
The houses had been deflated and were packed up. Now, those houses are owned and operated by incredible...
Do we keep showing that guy's tits and gut?
Why didn't we have any footage of the flying house?
I know, this is disappointing.
This is a dumb story, Aaron.
Yeah, I want to tap out of this story. I thought for sure we'd have video of the errant bounce house.
That title looked fun.
Bullshit with no video. Red Fox Mad with $9.99 says Aaron is awesome. Thank you. You like my Transylvania? People are saying, oh, what? They live in Transylvania, Jamaica? Look, I do my best. I do my best. 340 away from tomorrow morning's goal. Thank you. And thank you to Is Maroon Just Navy Red for the 10th month membership.
I've heard some names tonight. I haven't heard in a while.
Flinty Gecko, Is Maroon Just Navy Red? Yeah.
Where the fuck is Cheeseburger Pie again? I haven't seen him for a little bit.
Did he go back on vacation?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Somebody tell me cheese is okay, so he can spittle yell at me drunkenly at the parties again.
Buddy Travis says, I used to do the inflatables. They were not staked down right.
You shouldn't do them.
In high winds, or if there could be, we staked them down with 3-inch, 3-foot staked. They probably use small 1-footers and or 2-footers, and they only used 1 or 2, which makes them projectiles. Well, there you go.
What if one just came down and stabbed a kid?
Oh, my God. What a horrible thing.
See, now that would be a badass injury, though. No, check it out. How gay is it that, you went floating for a little bit, now you've got minor injuries at the hospital?
Yeah. You know why they were missing some of the stakes? They needed to keep some on them because they were in Transylvania. Yes, in case I get out of line, they need to use this stake in my heart. You see, they can't use all the stakes because they might have to kill Dracula. It's the Transylvania tournament.
My rib hurts from you.
Thank you. Very talented.
It's not good.
Very talented. RGZ Max says, what did I do wrong, Aaron, to make you think I'm a fat retard?
I think you should go back in that video and tell everyone what you think. What is it? No. RGZ Mac looks like?
RGZ Mac, I'm sorry. I was thinking of a listener name. You should be...
Dude, I'd be pissed.
You should be very flattered because I was just thinking of a random listener name and yours popped right into my head.
I'd probably unsubscribe if I were you.
No, what the fuck?
Check back in tomorrow and hit that subscribe button. But,
How dare you? John Hahn says, I now have the image of a bouncy house tumbling down the road with a stake with impaled children dragging behind it. Dark, April.
Kind of funny, though.
Oh, I mean...
I don't know. Did they live? I think so.
ATF Media says there shouldn't be any footage because if you're recording children playing and aren't expecting a tragedy, it means you're a pedophile. Or their parents, I guess. Tim the Ancient says, say what you will about the hood, but if this had happened, we'd have footage. Man raises a good point. The man raises a good goddamn point.
Why were there just bouncy houses at the baseball field? Exactly.
They were having a kids' day.
Oh, for what?
For kids. Some kind of
they won't
kids
do that
thing.
again.
Yeah. Fat lot of good it did them this time. RGZ Max says, oh, well, I'm 145 pounds, dude. Jesus Christ, eat something.
Buddy's telling me it's not my rib, it's a stress ulcer.
Oh, okay. Pugsley becoming a member for his 9th month. A Yeehaw Club member. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Pugsley.
Alex Bernal says, what's the like count? 144. 145. All right, everybody hit the like button so it goes way higher than that. Let's get to 200 by the end of the show.
If you've been in here at all tonight, you hit that like button.
Yeah, exactly. This has been a decent enough show, right? Come on.
You've ever loved me.
Let's go to Marathon, Florida for this next one. A couple ended up in handcuffs, not the fuzzy kind.
Oh, my God.
I don't write this
That's
shit.
actually in there.
I don't write it.
Oh.
After inviting a disrespectful woman over for a threesome, according to police. It never fails.
Do you ever want a respectful one, though? No.
Look, it never fails. When it comes to, like, the idea of a threesome, the idea is always great. oh man, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And it always turns into a nightmare.
You know.
Always turns into a nightmare. It's never what you thought it was going to be.
Somebody's never getting enough attention.
Somebody's getting mad. Somebody's getting, jealous. Somebody's getting something, and then something's getting bit off, and then the cops show up.
That girl got a thumb in her ass, and I was jealous. And,
right. I wanted a thumb in my ass.
I wanted that thumb in my ass, but now it's been in hers, so now I don't want it.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Black Jake from State Farm. He says, keep up the great work. $10 over on PayPal. Thank you very much, buddy. Very kind of you. That's going to put us 3:30 away from tomorrow morning. Thank you guys very much. You're getting a head start on tomorrow morning's show. That's very much appreciated.
Sandy says not always. Maybe Sandy is well-versed in these threesomes.
Fuck me. Maybe she's a treat for the three-way.
Just snack.
After inviting a disrespectful woman over for a threesome, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, officers received a complaint on March 6th from a woman named Della Draper, Don's third wife. 29.
Fourth, even.
Oh, technically
Remember,
fourth.
there's Anna, Betty,
Megan, and now Della.
Della.
Who claimed to have been beaten by a couple after she accepted an invitation to join them at their house for a sexual threesome, as opposed to a golf one.
Yeah.
So they beat the brakes off her, I guess. Citing arrest records, they reported that Stephen Lopez, 31, met Draper while working as a taxi driver. Okay, that's your fault. You went and had a three-way with a fucking taxi driver. You deserve to be beaten. Oh. Lopez said he was in an open relationship with Angela Vasquez, 20. Ooh, 31 and 20. And invited Draper over to have sex with them.
This screams that Angela is going to be a jealous type. I'm sorry.
You think so, the 20-year-old?
Screams it.
During sex, Vasquez claimed that Draper became very disrespectful toward the couple and told police she told Stephen he had a little dick and his wife had a stank pussy. Well, yeah, you're going to get the shit beat out of you talk like that.
Wow.
That is poor threesome etiquette.
It's not even the jealousy. She was just being shitty.
Yeah.
You got a little tiny fish stick down there. I wanted the whole tuna.
Jesus. You got a little dick. You got a stank pussy.
Stank puss.
Oh, well, then you're getting your back door caved in. You'll see how small it is, I guess.
Yeah, you want to talk about stank.
Draper complained to police that Vasquez, quote, tried to dominate her sexually inside the house. Well, the woman, the 20-year-old tried to dominate her sexually inside the house. So she told her she had a stank pussy.
So they just wanted some girl-on-girl action for a little bit and she got uppity about it?
I guess so.
Man.
The couple then asked Draper to leave the house, but she retreated to the couch and refused to move. Draper said Lopez then grabbed her by the hair and threw her against the wall, and the couple both threw her outside. Draper claimed Vasquez then repeatedly punched her.
Ooh.
However, in Lopez and Vasquez's version of events, Draper got into her car, then reversed toward the door of the home where the couple was standing, striking Vasquez on the leg. Lopez then picked up a cinder block and threw it through the back window of the vehicle. He told police. Oh, these people, all three of them are fucking insane.
Well, why? Yeah, you don't just go sit on the couch if you think they're stank puss anyways. Like, you go home, right?
Officer, she said I had a stank puss, and she said he had a little dick. So I had to smash her back window with a cinder block.
He's taking notes. Okay, ma'am, but did you actually have a stank puss?
So now, wait a minute. My partner and I here, we need to know. You have a stank dick and a little puss.
No.
Oh, little. Okay, little dick.
Yeah.
Okay, it's stank puss. All right. And now, describe the stank. Would you 1 to 10? 1 being, fresh, evergreen, and 10 being rotten cabbage. Go ahead.
Left out salmon behind the restaurant for 3 days.
Sure. Whatever you think. 1 to 10. 9? Okay, that is a really stank puss.
That is awful.
That's remarkably. See, I feel like you're lying, miss. I'm not trying to judge your story, but I feel like I'd smell it from here.
Like, I feel like I need to investigate a little further.
Yes. Can we, ma'am, could you please?
Drop trow.
Yeah, it's for the officers.
For the report.
Yeah. We need to find out who's telling the truth here. See, now I don't smell her. See, if it's stank, it's not stanking from here.
Stings the nostrils.
Yeah, no, I'm not smelling.
No, I got it. Funneled right up
I've
here.
smelled a lot worse puss.
I'm going to have to go throw up out back.
All right, well, it looks like our investigation is going to have to continue. As you can see, we disagree on what stank puss is.
How do we determine if he did indeed have a little dick?
Sir, please.
Would you just drop him?
Well, see, now, in fairness, he could be a grower.
Not a shower. So
Yes.
we do have to see
Sir,
it in.
if you could go into your bedroom, maybe start
Fluffed.
wanking off a little bit. We need to see what your cock looks like. This isn't gay. It's police work.
We could get a fluffer in here.
Yeah. We got a radio guy on suspension. He owes us one. Up to you. Take it or leave it. I'd be a good
With
cop.
the goatee, it's killing me. I don't know why.
Yeah, see, I'd be a good cop. I feel like I'd do a good job keeping the community
I think
safe.
To have an honest report, you'd need to know about the stink and the size.
So
right?
now, little dick, what are we talking here? Like, how little does the dick have to be for her to be vindicated in her story? I think
it has to
less
be
than 5.
I was gonna say it has to be at least an inch below average.
An average is like 6 1/4 now.
Because
I forgot
let's be
because it
honest,
used to be
us
like
ladies don't bring in like a measuring stick, okay, a ruler. We're looking at it and we're like, we know a good one when we see it.
All right. February 14th, 2021, 6 inches.
Oh, that's 2 fucking years ago. We need an updated inch.
People are getting fatter. It's probably smaller because the fat folds are growing over
Does your
it.
dick get fat on it ever? Like, can you get a fatty dick?
I mean, if you've got something wrong with you.
I wonder if you can get like fat rolls on a,
Gordy says he can just sit cross-legged like daddy to her.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. The average depth of a vagina is also 6, April. Well, there you go.
No way.
Yeah.
No, I always thought it was like the whole thing. Oh, I'm probably going into like the uterus and shit. I thought it was 9 inches.
Let's perforate that motherfucker and find out.
Ooh.
Just take a 3-foot rod and we'll see.
Hey, I'm a person.
We'll go to the Monticello nuke plant and I'll get a cooling rod. Just see.
I find myself having
We'll give you a tritium twat.
to remind you I'm part of the human race multiple times a day.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, I'm a thing. I'm a
Yes.
person.
How much time do we have before the Opster? 4 minutes? All right, let's see how this one ends. Lopez was charged with a felony of throwing a deadly missile.
What the hell?
Well, the cinder block. Vasquez was charged with battery. Draper was not arrested for the incident, but 2 days later, she was arrested for hitting a man in the face with a glass vase filled with gravel and rocks. So, the victim was identified as the father of her children. So they're all a fucking mess.
Okay, don't take a stranger home and don't do the threesome. It doesn't work out.
They
I
are
promise.
all just pieces of shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
That should be like a case study almost. Like
I'm starting to think that maybe that couple was telling the truth.
I want to look up like failed threesome stories later.
Get ready to scroll. Get ready to scroll.
All Dave Phillips got out of that conversation was April wants 9 inches.
Yes, apparently April wants to be fully bottomed out.
You know what? Hit all the walls.
All of the walls. Hey, congratulations to the Babylon Bee. It's now being reported that 100 of their satirical headlines have now come true. Life has gotten so fucked up and weird.
Oh, boy.
That 100 Babylon Bee articles have come true. To improve public perception, Kamala Harris taking likability lessons from Hillary Clinton. That actually ended up happening. Trump, I have done more for Christianity than Jesus, was one of their headlines. Trump later said, nobody has done more for Christianity or for evangelicals or for religion itself than I have.
God bless,
9 reasons to not worry about the tanking economy. 2 days later, WAPO ran 7 ways a recession could be good for you financially.
Oh, my goodness.
This was another Babylon Bee article. Again, totally fake. Biden says he'll shoot down Chinese spy balloon as soon as he's done letting it spy. And of course, we did that.
Oh, we let it get all the way across the country and then all the way back towards the Atlantic Ocean, and then we'll shoot it.
And then we shot it down. Perfect. Yeah, Eric Nagel says, so now it's Simpsons did it and the Bee said it. Yeah. I mean,
there's going to be a country song about it soon.
Yeah. Rupert says, watch out with that Monticello rod thing. April will get super vag. What does nuking a vagina do to it?
I don't know.
I don't know what it
Definitely
does.
either infertile or monster
Cancer.
babies.
You get
right?
cancer, right?
It's glowing now. You can find it in the dark finally.
It grows a giant tumor on itself, perhaps.
Oh,
All right, April, why don't we do this? We got to do this maybe the end of the Opie Redemption arc because he's back to not taking jokes very well. Anthony does seem to be Opie's kryptonite.
Okay.
Why don't you grab me one more of these, please?
There you go. Oh.
That was very nice of me.
Very nice.
All right, but let's not waste time, TikTok.
Okay.
No. April just stepped on a dog's squeaky toy on her way out. I hope you guys picked that up. April stepped right on a squeaky toy on her way upstairs. So we've been covering Opie, and he's been talking to the corn, and he's been, being far more likable lately. He's been having people on his live stream, and he had Zumach on recently, and like watching those two suck each other's dick because they feel like they need each other. Or because they both hate Anthony. Whatever the reason was, it just came off as really sad. I probably watched a total of 2.5 minutes of it. And I got physically ill. Because I was like, first of all, like most of the things these two do, it wasn't interesting. It wasn't good. But then also, you're just watching it like, do you two have any dignity at all? Neither of you have anything in common. You're using each other. Well, then that turned into, over the weekend, Anthony had a funny tweet. Now, I'll be honest, I did not think that people took this seriously. I thought that we all thought that Anthony was joking around. He was at a bar, and he tweeted out a video of a guy who had sat down in a booth, and he said, look who just walked into the restaurant I'm at. And it was a guy who kind of looked like Opie, but I kind of was of the assumption that we all believed it wasn't Opie and that it was just kind of a funny joke. Well, Opie heard about it. And if we're talking about new Opie here and like redeemed Opie, this bottle opener sucks an asshole.
I also forgot the beers on the counter. That's hence the frosty glasses. Sorry.
See. So now Opie did a video today. He put up a video where, see, in my opinion, new Opie, like post-Korn interview Opie, Jake Hudson Opie, actually has a good sense of humor about this and is like, no, I wasn't at that restaurant, but, oh, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll come up to him, whatever, this and that. It didn't go that way. And this is why, shit.
Ooh.
And this is why I'm thinking we might have to take back the Opie Redemption arc already. Now, I'll be very honest. I was already starting to think that this wasn't going to hang in there, like this wasn't going to last.
Too good to be true.
But I was hoping. Here is Opie on the Anthony joke. Again, I thought Anthony was joking about the, hey, look who just walked into the restaurant thing, but I don't know. Let's see. This is the Opster today. Now, first of all, the first problem I saw with this video right off the bat that maybe Opie's slipping back into his old habits of no sense of humor and being too sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's 20 fucking minutes long.
Yeah, this should be a quick in and out, like, oh, haha, not me. I don't know.
And this is going to get into a lot of history. This is going to get into a lot of bad blood, a lot. See, I think the only way Opie can truly move on and be totally saved and redeemed is if he stops looking back on the past with animosity. He stops looking back on the past with anger and angst, and it's just an old part of his life that's in the rear view.
Right.
I feel like that's how Anthony sees it.
Yeah.
For the most part. He jokes about it.
Anthony can certainly talk about it without getting upset.
So here's the Opster. Remember, we even made a video saying, hey, we got to apologize to Opie. He's been pretty good with the corn lately. He's been more likable. But now, let's see. This was like his last test. This was like his final boss in a video game. Of like, okay, now Anthony busted your balls a little in a tweet. If you can respond to this one with, he's just fucking around. And like, wouldn't that be wild if we were in a restaurant together? Would I go talk to him? Would he go talk to me?
Right.
Would we, duke this thing out? Imagine if we got in a fight at a bar or something like that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's see if Opie can handle this with good-natured, good humor that we've seen from him recently. Opie Radio.
So Anthony posts this video, and basically he's like, Opie's in the same restaurant as me. And what's so weird about the video, this is what makes it so creepy. I don't think Anthony filmed that video because he doesn't talk on the video. So then I'm starting.
Is anyone else noticing the spittle flying out of his mouth?
I didn't notice it yet.
I think that's spittle, unless it's like raining or there's some kind of thing.
You know what? I'll watch now.
There's spittle coming out of his mouth. He's already. He's so angry with Anthony. She's spittling.
We need a Kevin Brennan towel.
Yes.
To wipe away the
I think
spittle.
that maybe somebody, one of his dumb fans, took a quick video and said, "Hey, look, this guy kind of looks like Ope." And then
do you not see the spittle?
That was raining spittle, or he gleeked or something, because that was everywhere.
He's already spittle outraging at the mere mention of Anthony. See, in order for Opie to truly redeem himself, he has to get over this last hump. It's the last thing. It's like becoming a monk, the last item of forgiveness, or like getting over alcoholism. You gotta forgive and forget.
Why wouldn't you just kind of laugh at this and be like, just talk about what you would do if you ran into him in public or something?
Sure.
I don't know.
And Anthony ran with it. The damn thing got millions of views over the weekend. And then people started attacking me like, "Oh, why don't you confront him? You're in the same restaurant as him. How was your dinner with Anthony?" Let me find the stupid thing.
He's like, the spittle is flying out of his mouth.
Yeah, you don't have to be so upset, do we?
See, I thought everybody knew this wasn't really Opie. First of all, there's no brunette woman in Opie's life.
You can see the resemblance. If you weren't paying attention, you could be like, "Oh, haha, look at that."
Sure.
But
like,
not him, yeah.
It looks a little like Opie, but
yes, it does.
He's too clean shaven. It looks more like Gary from the old radio station.
He is absolutely too clean shaven, but does resemble Opie. Which, by the way, is why Anthony filmed it.
Right, that's why Anthony filmed it.
Yeah.
I will say this, like filming someone in a restaurant is a little iffy, but like a little 8-second video.
People take Snapchats and shit.
Yeah.
People send me videos and pictures of people that look like me all the time, and that one looks like me a little more than a lot of the stuff that has been sent to me over the years. But I found it really fucking strange. We're not in a place where Anthony would post a video like that and have a little fun with it. I don't know what his ulterior motive was.
Now this is where I don't know why Anthony. Well, I know why Anthony is his kryptonite. He's never going to get over that last hump of full redemption because he won't be able to let this go. What's Anthony's ulterior motive? From what I understand, he's just making a goofy video.
Right. He saw someone who looked like you, and everyone talks about the two of you as a show.
Yeah.
And haha, there it was. And it's, I don't know.
Anthony's ulterior motive is to get me go crazy on my live stream and then have a breakdown in front of a bunch of people and then beat my dog to death with an empty beer bottle.
Whoa. No,
I don't think so.
No, he's just a funny dude. That's it. He was just making a goof.
Although I would pay good money to see if he made it members only. I'd become a member. Opie beats his dog to death with a beer bottle because Anthony filmed him at a bar.
I feel like he has like golden doodles or something like that. What does he have?
Kind of a mangy little thing. You'll see him in this video.
Fucking weird. It's obsessive. It's creepy. And if he was in the same restaurant as me, first of all, that's not me. I'm going to say it again. Second of all, why wouldn't he talk as he's making the fucking video?
All right, see, now this is my problem. We're already getting too deep into the analysis of a stupid 8-second Twitter joke video.
Overanalyzing for sure.
Right, where it's a brooder filming it. Now, if you take a look back, you don't see a shadow cast, and the way the light hits in that restaurant, the shadow would cast forward and not backward. So this is clearly an edited clip, and that's...
See, now, if you had the Snyder cut of this, he'd be talking shit about me and all this stuff.
Release the Snyder cut of the Anthony Opie video from the restaurant.
Because most likely he wasn't even there, and he put that together through some video that maybe a fan sent to him.
So now Anthony is gathering videos from fans from restaurants and then putting them up on Twitter pretending he's there. I got to be honest, that seems like way too much work.
Yeah, but look, I can see where he got to that because these incels and shit online will go to the ends of the earth to come up with a new meme or a video.
But is Anthony going to repost it?
I don't think so.
I think so.
This was just Anthony who saw somebody that looked like him and thought it was funny.
Just being silly.
That's it.
Opie's overreacting to, and this is what got him so much shit before in the first place. You're overreacting to something silly. Anthony got your goat, basically.
It was just annoying because then everyone was like just attacking me all weekend over that. It's like, and they're like, "Who's
attacking
the chick?"
you?
Oh, like I'm doing something. Am I doing something really? As I've been at the ocean for the last 10 fucking days with my wife and kids.
He's spittling. Now, Opie, you don't need to come up with an alibi. We don't think you're fucking anybody. It's not a big deal. It's just you're taking it too seriously because it's Anthony.
That would be pretty shitty though if somebody Anthony put this video up and then there's shitty people out there like, "Ooh, Opie's fucking around and stuff." Like what like
I don't think
like you have too much time in your life if you're doing that.
I don't need his garbage. I don't need his nonsense. And simply put, it's not me. God.
See, and I didn't know that some people thought it was. I thought everyone knew this was kind of a gag. It kind of looks like him. It's silly.
I watched it a couple times, and I'm like, no, that's obviously not him. But first glance, I think if you only took it at first glance, you might think twice about it.
I thought that everyone thought it was a gag.
No,
I was wrong.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did that. I'm ashamed that I did that.
Understand that's why he posted it.
That's Opie was in the restaurant with some nappy-headed hoes, baby. Hey,
just leave me alone. Leave me alone. You're
guys
garbage.
Gotta let this go.
You continue to be garbage.
Is that really a garbage move, though? It's mildly obnoxious.
At most. I mean, I think it just maybe bothers him to think that Anthony was getting any attention over something that looked like him.
Yeah, it's mildly annoying. Yeah. I'll give you that. But again, this seems to be the thing that gets him all riled up and gets him worked up, where he goes on a 20-minute Anthony rant, and now this isn't going to get any of this stuff to stop. You got to ignore. Or forgive, and move on.
It sounds like a weird, like, bitter ex thing when you hear that somebody else, like, said something about you that didn't sit right with you or something.
Right.
But nothing was even said about it, I guess.
Fact is, I was moving on with my life, doing another radio show, and then you felt like you had to go on your dumb thing and go in for a complete attack. And then I had to respond. I'm saying it right now. Leave me alone. You don't talk about me. I won't talk about you. And that'll be it.
We know that's not true, though.
That's the problem, Ope. Like, you've shown in the past that you will bring him up if someone just leaves a comment. Like, if you're going to say, leave me alone, it's an Israel-Palestine type of thing. You've got to leave him alone. Even if he doesn't leave you alone, you've got to leave him alone.
Mutually assured.
Right. Whatever. You can't base it on what the other person does.
Right.
You know, you just got to go, if I'm leaving it alone, then I'm leaving it alone. But you can't go, why don't you just leave me alone? If you keep talking shit about him and taking little 5-minute pot shots, and every time you do, you put it up on your YouTube channel, which you should, it gets good views, then you can't be upset when Anthony plays it on his show and laughs at you.
Let's say Anthony had actually taken real footage of the real Opie at that restaurant, too. He didn't even say anything negative about him.
Right.
He just said, look who walked in.
And then everyone in the chat or everyone in the comment section would go, hey, go say hi.
Exactly. We would all die to see that, right?
Right.
That'd
go
be
say hello.
Great.
Shit like this is where Opie's got to let it go if he ever wants full redemption, because all the shit online, it's all bullshit. It's not real life. If you see each other in a bar and you say hello, you'd talk things out and you'd figure something out. I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Adrian Washington has a show on Saturday, and I bet you if you and I went to his show and we said we should all sit down and fucking talk this thing out, we would be fine after an hour or so.
We've said that about many people.
Right.
Like any of these people who claim to hate us online and stuff, if you met us in a bar and had a drink with us, I guarantee you like us in minutes.
I'm just talking about people in real life. Like Adrian,
sure.
We've said terrible things about each other. But I'm sure if we sat down, we go, hey, man, let's just call this bullshit.
How about Gary?
I could do it.
Could you? Okay.
I could do it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because this thing has worked out pretty well so far.
His shit's going bananas.
His ratings are terrible. I feel good about it, I feel good about it. Okay. But yeah, Opie's inability to let it go. Because like Anthony clearly has a better ability to let it go because he can make joke tweets like that.
Yes.
Opie responds by going on a 20-minute fucking tirade where he brings up 19 other things from the past, and that's his kryptonite.
I wonder if somehow, like, Opie has some weird sense that, like, he's living rent-free in Anthony's head for some reason, and that Anthony's constantly trying to think about him and post that because that's what he does.
I think this is
But I think Anthony just saw somebody who reminded him of him.
And it was funny to him.
And it was funny to him, but I don't think Opie views it like he thought that process.
Yeah, this is just such a deep-seated thing that, whenever you see Anthony talk about it, there's laughs, there's smiles, there's goofing on. Yeah, he says mean things, but it's always in this service of comedy, whereas Opie just gets really mad. And look, I get it. You hold a grudge. You have years of pent-up frustration with the guy. But at some point, if you're going to say, leave me alone, you've got to let it go, too. That's just one of those things.
You enjoy your stupid life. I'll enjoy my stupid life, and that's how it should be.
He's spittling.
Everywhere.
But
relax, buddy.
Because he kind of put that out there, like, oh, look who was in.
There's so many Steel Toe fans in his
I've
chat.
seen
By the
so
way,
many. Yeah, I know.
So many Steel Toe fans in his chat.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys are being nice, though. I don't want you going in there being a bunch of cunts.
Never go to somebody else's show on our behalf and be shitty.
Yeah.
Never.
Go, tell them, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
The restaurant with me. Fucking asshole.
Jesus.
That's not an asshole thing to do.
I told you guys a long time ago, he's just garbage.
You guys
but
are
it's not a
both
joke.
fine.
Anthony always has some other motive. Do you know Aldo? Do you know him? Because I know him pretty well. Almost everything he does is calculated and has some kind of motive. It's not a fucking
I don't see
joke.
that.
We're not in a place where I'm
He
gonna
is spitting all over the place. This is
bad lighting for
This
the
is like
spittle.
watching a guy go like this, a stock go like this, and then all of a sudden you find out like they've been embezzling funds, and then you watch the stock price just nosedive.
He just really is seeing this whole ordeal as something it's not.
Yeah.
Like
I said, this was the final boss for Opie, and he died, and now it's game over. You got to go back to the start and work your way back up again.
Yeah.
Except silly jokes from Anthony. Oh, we're both wearing a similar hat, are we? One thing I've always respected Opie for was that he never, to my knowledge, ran about how he gave Ann his start on radio and made him into a star.
I believe we've covered that rant a couple of times.
Yeah, we've heard it.
I wish I never would have discovered Anthony. I wish I would have left him in the air conditioning business.
I would have been great on my own. I didn't need him.
I would have been fine on my own. I didn't need Anthony.
I could have picked anybody up off the street
Yeah.
and done just as good a job
So
with
I
them.
think this Manouche is maybe being a dick.
I don't know.
No.
Anthony used to work a lot with his hands, He this and that. He was in the construction business, He was in the army.
I did not. At the time, it was the thing to do. But now with perspective, I wish I never made that move.
Quit spitting so much.
I would have been way better off without that idiot in my life. If you want to know the damn truth, there's honesty for you today. But at the time, I was young and dumb and naive, and I didn't really truly know what I was getting myself into.
Hold on.
I mean, you guys made millions
He
of dollars
completely
together.
talks about Anthony though, like it's like the worst relationship he'd ever been
Right.
in that he thought would last forever, but it was just toxic. He talks about it like a relationship.
That's
that way.
just it. I think Opie wanted a relationship. He wanted a friend. He wanted a partner. And at some point, it was that. But then at another point, it evolved. And
They
Anthony's
grew
like,
apart.
that's the guy. Well, yeah, Opie went and got married and had kids. Anthony went the other way. And it was a business partnership. Penn always says this about Penn and Teller. He goes, Penn and Teller and I have never had a fight or have never had a breakup or anything like that because we're not in love with each other. We're two guys who own a dry cleaning business together.
You don't behave the way Opie is right now if he didn't love Anthony.
This sounds like scorned lover talk.
It sounds painful, to be honest.
So I made a decision based on who I was back then. But this person, the person I am nowadays, there's no way I would make that same move. And if that meant that...
Yeah, but you're only... Okay, wait a minute. That's kind of bullshit, because the only reason you're in the position you're in now to think about making that move or not making that move again is because you and Anthony got together and did a show. So that's kind of unfair, because you don't end up here. I'm sorry.
Right.
I hate to say that about both those guys. Obviously, we have a working relationship with Compound, so you can say we're a little biased. That's totally fine. We've had our back and forth with Opie, so that's totally fine. But neither of you end up where you are now. Neither of you are nearly as successful if that break doesn't happen.
But one of them has acknowledged that, and the other
Right.
denies that.
One of them thinks they would have been a big radio star with or without Anthony. I'd even argue that without Jim Norton, neither of you would have been as successful.
Okay.
That all three of you needed each other.
If there wasn't a giant radio show out there, so be it. That Anthony video just annoyed. No one annoyed me. It was people that honestly thought it was me. I'm like, will you look close?
Here's my deal. It's the internet. Turn off Twitter for the day. Let it go. You're a multimillionaire. Let it go.
That does seem beneath you.
Yeah, it is beneath you. That's the thing, Opie. You need to sometimes tell these people on the internet, like, you don't deserve a response from me.
Dude, I have made that decision recently, too. Like, these people that are being shitty to me on Twitter, that's not real life, and I totally decided that's beneath me, too. I don't acknowledge these people anymore.
But you want to drive these people nuts? Here's what you do. Don't give them the access. Then they yell and scream about you all day long. You're in their head rent-free constantly.
Nobody knows
because
about
you
it.
don't give them the access. You give them the access, they feel like they're playing puppeteer strings with you.
It does just kind of bum me out here, though, that Anthony didn't even say a negative word about it.
Right.
See me on camera every day. Yeah, it looks like me a little bit, but
No, it did.
Jesus.
It did.
Oh, didn't you post a video about Ant looking like Andrea Mitchell? I think you're overreacting a little. Don't block, please. I ain't blocking you, Aldo. No, because I know Anthony. He has. It's never what it is. He always has some ulterior motive.
I don't think he's
very good at manipulating people.
Does he? I feel like he's the kind of guy who doesn't have time for that.
Because the video doesn't have his voice.
Nobody would talk.
He's in a crowded bar. What do you want him to do? Go, Opie!
Right.
Opie! What are you doing, Opie?
I can't think of a time I've done this, but if I were to be trying to sneak record a video of somebody, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not drawing attention.
Didn't even have his voice. So I don't even
normal.
think he filmed that.
You're thinking too hard.
Maybe I
about
came
this.
in a little hot with the video, but I just simply don't like Anthony.
That's self-awareness,
He's always
at
up
least.
to something. He's always up to no good. And then, getting people like just attack me all weekend over that video. Like, why don't you go confront him? You're in the same restaurant as him.
Yeah.
People like,
that's not attack.
How was
I got to be honest. This one's actually bumming me out because he was starting to kind of figure shit out with the corn and
I want to stay back in those days.
the playfulness. Yeah. And now it's that now. And that kind of ruins like the last couple of weeks.
Sure.
And again, it's because this is his kryptonite. The Anthony thing is his kryptonite.
It's kind of like your grandma's dying and you don't want to remember her the way she is when she's dying. You want to remember her like 10 years ago.
Right.
Everything was just awesome.
Stevie J says Opie should stop sending his body double to shadow Anthony like that. Yeah, I mean, that's really inappropriate.
I will say that person looked a lot like him.
He did.
A lot.
Citizen M says Opie is speaking as if the guy in the video is morbidly obese or painfully ugly. It's just a guy who he admits looks a lot like him.
Yep. It was literally nothing more than that.
Yeah, I mean, Opie's got some deep-seated shit that he's got to let go of. Any therapist would listen to Opie for 2 minutes and they go, dude, you've got to let this shit go.
Yep.
Like, you've got to let this shit go. Let it be in the past. You made millions of dollars.
Look where you are now.
He talks like a guy who still wants something from Anthony but doesn't know what that something is.
He talks like a guy who hasn't spent the last 10 days at the beach with his wife and kids.
Yes.
Like that is real life, okay? Anything else doesn't matter.
If I'm Opie, I almost don't even have Twitter.
No.
You know?
I mean, God.
I almost...
If listeners didn't reach out to me on there, I'd say fuck Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
I just... It's sad because, like, it's very clear what happened. Opie wasn't getting any views for anything but the Anthony and Jimmy stuff.
Sure.
Even like the corn stuff and the Chad stuff and all that, it's not doing as well as the Anthony and Jimmy stuff. It's still kind of in the hundreds. You know, numbers where when we get a video like that, we go, oh, shit, that one bombed. And now he's going to do, it's a self-feeding loop, unfortunately. He's going to look worse for whining and bitching about Anthony again. But it's going to get more views than anything else he's ever done. And he's going to feel like he needs to keep doing it. But it's making him miserable inside. Take it from me, Ope. We walked away from like some cash cows view-wise because we were like, this is getting too ugly. This is getting too gross. I don't like the way it's making me feel inside. And yeah, we took a hit for it. But you know what? You'll rebuild with something else. You're a talented broadcaster. You'll rebuild with something else, and you'll build your way back up that way. You know, do that because
I agree.
The Anthony stuff and the Jimmy stuff, it gets you more views than Chad or the corn or anything else. But it doesn't make you happy. Like the corn stuff, we saw a genuinely happy Opie. The Anthony stuff, he's spittling, he's yelling, he's going into these almost nervous breakdown like paranoid rants. Mm-hmm. And you're like, dude, let this go.
Just so nervous about what everyone thinks of him.
It takes a lot to give up the views, but sometimes you got to give up the views. We gave up the views. We're going to be fine. He gives up the topics that give you the views. You'll build up the views somewhere else. I promise you. Pragmatic Baxter says his career peaked with the corn interview. Pro Gun says if I had Opie money, I would completely disappear off social media.
I've said that before too. I don't know why even be on there.
Yeah. Like I get,
go
like
enjoy the beach.
Elon Musk goes and he'll tweet, but I don't think Elon Musk is like reading his Twitter and like checking it out.
He does interact with a lot of people on Twitter, so I think he reads some of it, but I don't think he cares about whatever it says. I think Opie does care.
P.A. Cheddar says, is it bad that I want to watch corn and a potato more than Opie? No, enjoy the corn and the potato. Those two have fun with their gimmick.
And when you like things, you should just go like those things. You know, when you don't like something, just go watch the thing you like. You know.
Yeah, it's just it's the Anthony thing for some reason that just really seems
because that was the highlight of his career.
And
it's hard.
Is it because Anthony's still doing it? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Chris says, or you know what? Maybe he feels like he never got the credit that he deserved.
Yeah, there could be part of that. I think that's why he doesn't like it when people like you go and say, you know, hot take of the day, Opie wasn't the funny one.
Right, that's the whole thing that got him shitting on us and canceling our interviews because I said he wasn't the funny one, and I didn't even mean it as an insult.
That is a prime example of him probably not getting the credit that he was hoping for.
Perhaps.
So,
perhaps. Well, we only have a couple of minutes left, guys. Oh, man, I'll save this one for tomorrow morning then. This guy got into a domestic.
Fun.
Over, like, he fucked a crazy chick. And I guess they got together, and then she ended up staying at his house, and she's a single mom, and Jesus Christ. And she starts yelling at, she threatens to call the cops over the Wi-Fi password.
Oh.
He won't give her the Wi-Fi password. And she is just, I mean, think of like textbook, you caught yourself a crazy clinger.
I've seen him. Yeah.
And this is textbook, caught yourself a crazy clinger.
That's too bad.
Yeah. It's
what is it about guys like inability to stop sticking their dick in crazy? You cannot stop.
I'll tell
any
you.
Of you.
I'll tell you what it is. They always. This is how they trick you. They always seem fun at first. They always just seem like because crazy is fun until they don't turn it off.
You people, and I mean men by you people, all men do is complain about crazy bitches though.
Right, but when you meet crazy bitches in a bar or whatever, you just think they're drunk and a lot of fun.
It has always been so insulting to me, especially like my college until about like, I don't know how many years ago, but I'll just say college years, when The crazy bitches always get the guy you want, whatever. You're looked over because you're not that way, so you must see us as boring is what I'm getting at.
Right. They're a great time, and they hold their leg up over their head in the middle of the bar to show everybody how flexible they are. And what are you supposed to do? You send them home in an Uber? No, fuck that noise.
But you don't date that person. You fuck them. You fuck that person, and you move on to the boring one.
We learn that eventually.
I don't know.
God.
And I don't even think I'm boring, but I also don't think I'm crazy. You can argue that point.
You're half
if you'd
right.
like, but
which half? You don't know.
I don't know.
David Skywalker says, I hate crazy bitches. You don't know. Most of them are crazy. That's the problem. Most of them are nuts. Especially if they have daddy issues, says Ewell Gibbons.
Jeez.
Yeah, you fuck the crazy ones before you know they're crazy. And then they hang around and they kind of root themselves into your life.
You're supposed to only fuck the crazy people. You only fuck them. You don't keep them around.
Nobody here's disagreeing with you. It's just, you know.
You fuck them and you swat them out the door. That's it.
I get it. But, yeah, retired trucker says crazy pussy can be very fun in the bedroom for one night. After that, will nuke your life if they hang around.
Yes, you cannot keep that person around. That's what I'm saying.
Boys, I think what we're trying to say is be ever vigilant.
Keep your eyes wide open.
Be ever vigilant. Chris Abels, hey, Chris, good to see you. He says
Chris.
crazy biatches, don't say biatches, have loose lips that sink ships. Fuck that, they can sink entire empires. Are you kidding me?
They're nasty.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. You guys were wonderful. I hope we were wonderful as well. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let's get those likes up to 200 before you go to bed tonight.
Yeah, smash
We
it.
appreciate it. April, thanks a ton.
Thanks, boss.
And we will talk to the rest of you at 6 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. Johnny will be here. Fucking killer this morning. We'll do it again.